What is going on, everybody? Mario Mungia here in Fighting Exchange, in Fighting FX, on all platforms. Right now, we are live Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, IG. At the top of the hour, we will be jumping off of YouTube and heading to TikTok. So, yeah, everybody, appreciate y'all chopping it up. I want to announce too, because a lot of people have been talking shit, or not talking shit, but a lot of people have been asking about TikTok lives. I found a way to now go live on TikTok with YouTube, IG, Twitch, X, all of them at the same time. So remember, tap in, hit the sub, because the year of 2026 is all about that infighting shits. Early morning putazos tomorrow. That's right. Shout out to Machine Gun Matt. Happy holidays, champ. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa for everybody. Who the fuck cares? Holidays, everybody on vacation, well deserved. Or I mean, not everybody. A lot of people don't get to have the holidays off, which is fucked up. But you know, we move on. We move on. We move on. So listen, I want to make this very clear. This episode probably go about a few hours. We got wrestling at the top, and then we're going to move on to boxing after that with a little bit of MMA in the middle. We're also going to switch out to Twitch after the TikTok, after the YouTube, after the show, and we're going to switch over to Twitch, and we're going to be doing some gaming. My brother is supposed to come over. If you've been watching this show long enough, you know that that's like 50-50, right? Don't say it. Don't say it. I'm not going to say it because I know some of you got kids in the car. So I'm not going to say the number and the other number that basically makes them lose their mind, right? It's like playing back that ass up at a hood ass school in the 2000s. You know, it's like going to Malcolm X high school's prom and then playing back that ass up. That's how crazy them kids go for them two numbers. But that said, we're gonna go over wrestling topics for this first hour. Lot to talk about, lot to go over. I mean, first and foremost, we're gonna talk about Zilla, Fatu officially signing with the WWE. I actually have a little bit of inside information on this. I got the word from Machine Gun Matt and Supermex, because everybody knows Supermex's favorite. Everybody knows that Supermex's favorite Fatu is Zilla Fatu. Everybody knows that. What's weird is he's a fan of King Kong, but everybody knows that he loves himself some Zilla. So we are going to hopefully try to get Mex on, or one of my other. Okay, here's the thing that you have to understand. I've been doing this show by myself as a wrestling guy for like the last year, right? Maybe a little less, right? Before that, me and Abe, Matt, obviously a big part of the show, Machine Gun, shout out to him. We have all been doing this. I've been doing this like a year, right? By myself. And then you could add another year on doing wrestling with other people. Now, I say that to say this, right? I've been podcasting for over a decade. All right. I've been covering combat sports for over a decade. Wrestling is still a little bit new, even though I've been a fan forever, even though I've, covered here and there. 2024/2025 is the first time I ever worked as a journalist covering wrestling, right? So I've done it for boxing. So like a lot of my, like a lot of my sources, like I'm not an established guy in the wrestling world, right? That said, I have knowledge that is useful for someone at this stage, right? Now, I'm telling you all this for a reason. So like, we've had some big guests on here, right? Like Danny Limelight, who's had a huge 2025. We're going to talk about that too. Danny Limelight, if you haven't seen his work this year, he's done a lot of good stuff. In fact, you could argue that he put that big ass whooping on Zilla Fatu right before he left and jumped to the Fed. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can't handle it on the street, and you come up against an OG like Danny Limelight, and you realize, nah, man, I need babysitters. I need catering. If I'm gonna take ass whoopings like this, I'm gonna need some top dog catering. You know what I mean? I need them buffalo wings. You know what I mean? But not like some shitty buffalo. I'm talking like you either have a gourmet dude that did it himself, or you're bringing in like everything, wings and more, Wingstop. All right, fuck it, Domino's and pizza, even though both of their wings aren't very good. Little Caesar, we're doing everything, bro. I ain't fighting no Danny Limelight without catering, and that's how Zilla Fatu's. That's where he's at right now in life, and that's all good. I respect that. Go get your bread, champ. Go get your bread. Zilla Fatu will flop. Oh my God. Mex, can you believe the guy who loves Zilla Fatu so much and has been the biggest fan of his forever is saying he's gonna flop? I'm saying it now. Here, will never see, he will never see the main roster. Oh my God. Yo, shout out to Mex, bro. Shout out to Mex. It ain't even 2026 yet, and my man's already going for clip of the fucking year, bro. You know what I mean? He's trying to. Hey, I can already tell Mex is trying to get me to spaz out one last time before the year ends. I can already tell with comments like that, right? Because you come on, champ. He's gonna be there. If Braun Strowman spent as much time at the main roster, Zilla Fatu will make it. If Baron Corbin, who at one point had a gimmick change that called himself Happy Corbin, if he made it to the main roster, Zilla Fatu will make it to me. There is one of the biggest, shittiest years in wrestling, 2025, as far as WWE is concerned. Creative, I mean. Obviously, they did fucking gangbusters when it comes to economics because marks will buy. Listen, Austin Theory has been given so many chances that they literally had to completely disguise him in a way that they were like hoping other people would think it was other people. You know what I mean? They were like, oh, it's Chris Jericho. Well, Seth Rollins is apparently Jesus who can just fix his leg after a surgery and, you know, fucking climbed a cage like it was American Ninja Warrior. Okay. Austin Theory got a chance and then another chance. Oh, and then another chance. But then Vince left, you know, and then all his chances were out until he got another chance. And so then he got another chance. And then it was like, oh, man, him and Waller, they're stuck in mid-card bullshit, right? Breaking up for like, what was it, like 14, 15 months? But guess what? He got another fucking chance. Even when the world didn't want it to be Austin Theory. Even when the only people in the world in wrestling that actually care, the only ones that wanted it to be Austin Theory. All the other fans, and they were like, nah, you know what? Let's just still keep it Austin Theory. No, I know everybody hates it. No, I know they all guessed it right away. Yeah, it's not really a great surprise. No, it is terrible, and people are going to be really mad. No, let's keep it Austin Theory. No, I know Chris Jericho is coming in 3 weeks, but let's just do it now. Well, because we got to give Austin Theory another chance, of course. Jake Paul? You want it to be Jake Paul? I mean, I guess it'll do a bunch of numbers and make us billions, but nah, I'd rather still have go with Austin Theory. Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense, right? So if all that happens, and that's the way everything goes, Zilla Fatu will be in the main roster. Not only will he make the main roster, but he will get significant pushes. Braun Strowman was 8 feet tall. I'm so glad that Mex is here right now. Just fucking Scottie Pippen. He Scottie Pippened me. Nope, that sounds weird. That doesn't even. Nope, that sounds sexual for some reason. He is Scottie Pippen, and he has laid up a ball for which I'm gonna get and just fucking dunk on Mex's face like we were in Houston in a swimming pool playing fucking water basketball. All right, because I'm gonna show y'all a Zilla Fatu edit, I guess they're called nowadays. I was gonna call it like a highlight reel, like a normal person that played sports. But an edit with Zilla Fatu in his biggest moments of the year. So we're going to play that here in just a bit. Shout out to Mex for setting me up. Austin Theory is fucking jacked now. I believe it was more than one person. Okay. Yeah, I agree too. I agree. You're right. But he was always jacked. Let's be real, right? He was always jacked. The problem with Austin Theory isn't that Austin Theory isn't a good wrestler. It's not even that he's not good on the mic. The problem is WWE has no idea what to do with him. Triple H and WWE are so disconnected from actual wrestling, right? Because they live in their bubble, right? It's like when a president wins the election, right? Like Donald Trump was so fucking tapped in 2015, right? And he wasn't really tapped in. He was more like tapped in with racist shit, right? Because like his whole claim to fame was obviously like, you know, calling Obama the N-word. No, he didn't say that, but you know, saying Obama wasn't a citizen, right? That was like the whole reason that Trump has a fucking political career today, right? But he was so tapped in 2015 and 2016. He knew exactly what to say to get everybody horned up to vote for him, right? Or at least like conservatives horned up to vote for him, right? You can be like in your zone, in your element, but once you achieve that thing, it's so hard to stay up on shit, right? So you had Trump win the presidency and then literally fucking just disconnect so bad from the American people, right? Over the last 6-8 years that he's now trying to fight the Epstein shit. This was his whole party. Like, this was everything that built Trump, right? These conspiracy theories that aren't really conspiracy theories, except for the way you direct them, right? So, Epstein's not a conspiracy theory, right? That happened. A bunch of really gross people, including our president of the United States currently, and at least one other sitting president in Clinton, all participated in these over-sexualized things that over-sexualized young girls and women. All right. I don't have any daughters. I have a niece. It makes me so angry. Like, I've never hated Trump, bro. Real talk, never. I just think he's really retarded. And at this point, I think anybody who thinks he's fucking good is probably retarded too. That said, I'm not like, I don't hate him ever, right? I don't think he's racist. I don't think he's transphobic. I don't really even think he's sexist. I think he just doesn't give a fuck about anybody. That said, he was saying the right things. That shit got him in. Now when he was the president, now he lost so much touch with the American people. He thinks he was bigger than the Epstein case. The whole thing that literally got him to where he is, right? Dan Bongino, the FBI, all these motherfuckers that are weasels and gross that just embedded themselves in that shit, right? It was all to protect a bunch of fucking pedophiles with billions of dollars. Make no mistake about it. Trump is doing the same thing right the fuck now. Anybody who's trying to, use them talking points he's giving you is essentially saying it's okay to molest kids as long as it happened a really long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I got a niece. She's almost 18 years old, right? That means that she's not going to be a child or not going to be perceived as a child to the courts or anything, but I don't give a fuck. She's still a kid. I don't give a fuck if they were 18, 19, 20, 21. If you're a 50 or 60-year-old trying to fuck girls that age, like if you're fucking Mr. Daddy Dick, like Trump is some fucking swinging cock Fabio, no, obviously he's using his power because he's fucking gross, right? So you get so disconnected, you can't even realize what a big mistake it is to go against the Epstein files and literally make yourself look like a pedophile, right? The American president pedophile, okay? This is the same thing with Triple H. Triple H was the man, one of the biggest heels. And I'm not saying he was great or good or anything. That's not the conversation, right? I'm not saying he wasn't. I'm just saying that's not the conversation. The conversation is, where is he now as a booker? And let me tell you where he is right now as a booker. In fucking shitville. He fucking sucks. This whole year of 2025 has been shit. And you know why it's been shit? Because he knew that Vince was on his way out, right? He knew for years he was on his way out. But what happened, Matt? What happened, right? And I'm not saying like you're not saying this. I'm just saying like because I know you're there. That sounded like I was, what happened, Matt? Huh? Remember when you fucked that up? No, I'm just kidding. But it was a situation where Triple H had X amount of months of booking, right? He had stories. He was like, oh, I'm going to get these out, right? Or I've been wanting to do this. But we learned right away that was never, that Triple H, the game, that dude that we were all waiting for to be the booker and for Vince to die like a Jerry Jones situation, bro, it happened and he didn't have shit after that. Nothing. And not only that, he didn't even have the fucking stones to stand on business when guys like The Rock came out, when guys like Travis Scott came out, when fucking Ari Emanuel was calling wrestlers to book. Bro, Ari Emanuel has no fucking business ever insinuating his opinion into a wrestling storyline, program, gimmick, feud, whatever the fuck, whatever piece of creative is going on Monday or Friday or PLE, Ari Emanuel, and by the way, Nick Khan's probably on that list too, but I would fuck with Nick Khan. I would listen to Nick Khan knowing, okay, I'm just going to hear the boss out until he shuts the fuck up, because I respect that he's been there over Ari fucking Emanuel. Go and look up who Ari. So many of you don't even know who Ari Emanuel still is, and don't know how big of a piece of shit the WWE got themselves involved with. Okay, you know when Kanye hates that guy, it's like he's fucking gross. But Triple H got his thing, and he lost all sight of it, bro. He let The Rock come in and be like, "Yo, we're gonna turn my man Hill." And he's like, "No, but I was gonna turn Cody Hill. I don't give a fuck what you're gonna do, bro. You're Triple H, dog. You ain't shit. Your whole power came from Stephanie McMahon banging the boss's daughter. But guess what? She ain't here no more, and nobody even really liked her in the first place. So where is your power? Where does it exist? It should exist in quality booking. You've been doing this for so long, champ. But at the end of the day, you fucked up 2025. You will forever be known as the booker that ruined John Cena's last year. A situation where you could put it on a fucking platform, on a fucking not pedestal. Wait, yeah, on a tray, and serve up a fucking 5-star run. Right? You go and you shit the bed. Probably as hard as anyone shit the bed in their life. All right? I'm talking shitting while you're peeing, while you're throwing up at the same time. Fucking crazy exorcist blood is coming out of your fucking eyes. That's how bad you shit the bed. You shit the bed through your pee hole, champ. That's what happened. That's what happened with this year. Triple H shit the bed with his pee hole. That's what happened. What is Zilla going to do that stands out? What character can he have that we haven't seen? What is his stock value other than my daddy died and I went to juvie? Fuck out of here. We don't need Timu Jacob. Okay, see, but that's what I'm saying, Mex. Oh, let me leave it up so people can see. That's what I'm saying, Mex. You got the game fucked up right now. See, you think it's about, who's good enough to do X, Y, and Z. No, champ. No. You see, and this is, I think, what your problem is when you watch WWE. You don't realize how much politics is involved. Now, I'm not saying you don't realize how much politics is involved. Obviously, you've been watching wrestling for a very long time. Clearly, you understand the dynamics of that and the backstage shit. What I'm saying is you don't realize that the politics have elevated to a point that we haven't seen in over 20 years. We are talking Hogan WCW level politics. Roman Reigns wanted Hollywood. He wanted to go conquer it. He couldn't. And not only was he not able to, but he didn't even like it. He went and he realized, oh shit, this isn't for me. I don't really actually like doing any of this shit. I'm going to go back to WWE. And you know what he did? He ruined everything. Now, I don't mean that WWE was good and then became shit because of Roman. What I mean is that he came in and took a bulldozer to every fucking storyline, to every narrative, like he was Vince McMahon in the last 20, 30 years, okay? Roman Reigns showed up midsummer or early summer like Vince McMahon showing up 10 minutes before Raw is going to start and just rip that shit to, that ain't going to work for me, champ. That's what he said, champ. That's what he said, all right? So the point isn't what is Zilla going to do. The point isn't how good is Zilla. The point isn't, is Zilla Fatu able to be like this next big Andre the Giant character? No, not at all. The question is Zilla going to get his chance? And God damn it, you know better than anyone that the most biggest family in wrestling right now is no longer the McMahons. It is the Ananawi. Is that how you say it? Ananawi? And the Fatus. Okay, and what was the other name? Fatu, Ananawi, and you know what the fuck I'm talking about. The other names. Who is getting, like, and that's the other thing, like, dude, let's not pretend like they ain't been running wrestling at WWE for like the last, like, this whole decade. 2020 has belonged to the Ananawis, the Fatus, and then whatever name I'm forgetting right now. There is going to be the mole of the vision for Seth. Oh, I'm glad you said that because we're going to literally go to Seth and we're going to see he's been cooking, bro. He's been cooking. Wait. Oh, there we go. There is going to be the mole of the vision for Seth. I would love that storyline. I really would. Hold on. Let me share that. That's a good All right, I was gonna clip that and share it. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Is at Austin Theory. Wait, I thought he. What's his ex? God damn it. Does he have one? Oh, at underscore theory. At Seth Rollins, where are you at? WWE Rollins. I knew it wasn't this bullshit. The hell? That's what I spelled. Oh, Seth. Okay. Bro. 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 He's been cooking. Wait. Oh, there we go. Of the vision for Seth. Wait. Oh, there we go. There is going to be the. Wait. Oh, there we go. Wait. Oh, there we go. There is going to be the mole of the vision for Seth. I would love that storyline. I really would. Hold on. Let me. Wait. Oh, there we go. There is going to be the mole of the vision for Seth. I would love that storyline. All right. So yeah, look, I would love that Seth Rollins storyline. I really would. Thanks, baby. I would really like it. I would, but the problem is this. Look, they're not going to do it because they suck, right? The whole vision thing, it's just gotten so lost. I mean, there are actual rumors out there right now that they are going to attempt to push Logan Paul. Oh shit, my bad. That they're going to attempt to push Logan Paul for the championship after WrestleMania. Like these are the things that are being said. So at the end of the day, it's all about that. Damn, I lost it. All right, here we go. Just trying to get sued. Ha ha ha. Yo, call him Ozempic Tone. And that's how you get kicked off TikTok. Yeah, no shit. The best wrestler in the world at 1.2, Mario. Don't forget that. And that's because like I was looking at a bunch of Austin Theory shit. Bro, he was so good on the indies. What did WWE do to him, bro? They just absolutely fucked him up. You know what I think Austin Theory might have been? A humiliation ritual. Like, you know how in rap they say that when a rapper, like a big rapper, is about to make it, they take him to a party and like a big industry dude, like a rapper, manager, lawyer, something, films him having sex with a dude. I'm not saying that. I'm saying other people say that. Now that's like I forget what they call it. It's something in music that they call it. Fuck, I forgot. But they end up filming him having sex with a dude or like wearing like Pampers or like taking a dildo or whatever from a chick, whatever, something that like a hardcore gangster rapper isn't gonna want, even though most rappers are fake as shit. The thing is that they want this humiliation ritual so that they can have power over you, right? They don't want guys like Drew McIntyre, who are so good, Kevin Owens, who are so good, to think that to realize how much better they are than the way they're treated, right? Like, and this isn't about money either, right? Because you could get paid a certain way. Like my time with TBV, right? I never ever said that Ness didn't pay me what I was worth. I certainly don't think I was treated for what I was worth. I certainly don't think I ever got back what I put in. You know, I should have been made a partner. That's not me talking shit. I would tell Ness to his face, I should have been made partner. So when I don't go to an event, or when I don't make it to the show, or when I don't do something, that's because I'm not being taken care of, because I don't feel valuable. I don't feel like I'm being treated the way that I should be treated, right? Not to suck my dick, right? Like Abe don't suck my dick. Woodsy never sucked my dick. Nobody's ever sucked my dick in this industry at all. They've told me good job when I deserve it. You know, they'll hit me up like a week later and be like, man, you know, I was just reading that article you posted last week, bro. That was a really good, you know, I don't need to be like, have my balls fluffed, right? Like I've been a journalist for 10 years. I know what that life is. It's a thankless job that you don't get paid what you're worth, that people always talk shit to you, no matter what you say. You could say, man, I love WWE and I hate AEW. You're a bitch. You're a fucking boy. Man, I love AEW. I hate WWE. You're a piece of shit. Like, that's how it is with this shit, right? It's not even worth it to a certain degree. But you see what they do, right? You see what they do, and they do that because they're just going to suck a dick. So that's what I'm saying. It's like Triple H isn't about, he's not a booker trying to create matches. He's a promoter trying to create moments. You see, the one thing that WWE learned a long time ago, better than I think every other sport, really, at the time, at least in the 80s and the 90s, when Vince was like, you know, really, really cooking up here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Before the steroids and the dildos, you know, before they clouded his brain and his judgment, bro, Vince was cooking, bro. He knew what he was doing. He had an idea and a job. I saw Joe Rogan the other day, right? And man, Rogan's tough to watch these days. He just likes to suck dick. But he said something that really triggered me, or didn't trigger me, but I was like, oh shit, I didn't think of that. He was like, oh, y'all talk shit about billionaires. They work 16 hours a day, blah, blah. First of all, you don't fucking know shit. You don't know what they work and what they don't work. I saw this documentary on a fucking dude. He's one of the principal owners of OnlyFans, right? Worth millions upon millions, on his way to $1 billion projection. I forgot the guy's name, right? He's like, I work sometimes 15, 20 hours a day. Sometimes I don't even go to sleep. I'll take a power nap just so that my mind doesn't blah, blah, blah. And I run on ketamine and coffee and blah, blah. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Well, let's see what your day looks like. Bro, you took like 8 Zoom calls and you weren't even talking. Like, you didn't do shit. Everybody's telling you what to do. So this idea of like, oh, billionaires got it so hard, and the wealth and the rich and the blah, blah. Oh, it doesn't matter that there's this disconnect. No, you're fucking retarded. You don't know any of them dudes. You never knew rich people. You don't know how they move. Right? I'm not saying I do perfectly, but I've known enough to know that they play a lot of golf, champ. They play a lot of golf. Let me tell you, bro, the billionaires that live in this town, there ain't a lot. I mean, the millionaires that live in this town, right? There's a lot of them, by the way. They just don't stay here in Corpus, right? They live off of Ocean Drive, right? You could go look up Ocean Drive or Shoreline, where they film movies before for Hollywood, because it's like just looking out into the ocean, right? These big, huge ass houses looking out into the ocean. You know, and it's a situation where it's like you disconnect, you don't know how they move. And Triple H is the same thing, bro. This is all not propaganda, but it's like, how can we create a 15-second movie on TikTok that will basically make anybody super horned up to watch a show, right? Like, if I work for WWE and they were like, Mario, we have a job for you today, or for this week. We need you to post by Friday a video that, what the fuck? Yo, they're fucking with me, bro. You bitch. I know that was you. Yo, he said, if they were like, hey, Mario, we want you to do this thing and blah, blah, like make it really good. Bro, y'all, like, if they said, hey, we need people to watch AAA, right? And because you have experience watching, luchas and you grew up in Laredo and you're bilingual, like, because you could do all that, we want you to try to be the guy that really puts AAA on the map for the American audience, for the English speaking audience. Bro, I'm telling you, I could get so many people to sub. I could put edits together that non-wrestling fans would be like, what are you fucking? Oh, I gotta watch this shit. I gotta watch. I'm telling you, bro, AAA has everything you'd want, right? They got clips, they got badass wrestling, they got crazy gimmicks, right? They get fans involved. It's not like for the purist, you know what I mean? They might not make the tag every time and shit. They might not be holding on to that little white rope on the corner all the time, but it's fun, right? I could do that. But do I believe that AAA is that place right now? No, I think it's still got so much to grow in terms of an American audience, right? Because they're not trying to get American wrestling fans. They're trying to get American casual wrestling fans, as in the people that casually take in wrestling from time to time. That last AAA show was incredible. I loved it. It was great, right? But trying to like trick people into watching shit isn't really the way. Making people commit. That's how you do it. Let me tell y'all about something I watched this weekend, yesterday. There's a show called Stranger Things. And 50 Cent had this funny ass joke. He's like, how mad are the Duffer Brothers, or those are the guys that made Stranger Things. He's like, how mad are the Duffer Brothers that they worked on their show for like 4 years to be number one, and they got bumped out the number one place by Diddy doing some Stranger Things. It wasn't that long. It was a better joke than that, but it was funny. So like, oh wait, let me get to the things. Anoye. Thank you, man. Matt, you're the best, champ, for real. You're the best. Anoye. All right, Matt. Now we're gonna move on to the next one. Not Anoye, not Fatu. What's the other one? Tell me the other one. I don't remember. Zilla ain't. He won't be a top star. He is not get over past the hardcore audience. Zilla and his mother are fucking annoying. Yeah, his mom's annoying as shit, for real. But I'm telling you right now, Zilla Fatu's got the whole presence, and that's what I'm making this whole watch this connection right here, okay? Because you got Triple H, the guy who is into making moments. Say it with me. Moments, as in momentum. You see, the Greek word for momentum derives from having no, I'm playing. I don't even know what it means. But you talk about momentum is how it's created by moments. Okay, moments create momentum. WWE is not into booking wrestlers. They're not into even getting over wrestlers. They are into getting over moments, because getting over moments creates momentum. Shock. Asmongold turns on Trump. Yeah, that's highly doubtful. Let's see. Wait. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I watched this thing called Stranger Things. And I can tell you that I wasn't super happy with the drop from last night. All right. I wasn't super happy. Not because it wasn't good, but because it was just really slow. They have, I think it was like 6 hours total, or 5 hours total left as of yesterday. Now, as of today, there's 2 hours left of Stranger Things. And it was like, man, I didn't love it, right? And you know what? There weren't a lot of moments. In fact, most of the moments that we did see, we'd already gotten in the trailer. So it was like, why'd you still like it? Well, I still liked it because it had character development, right? Character arcs that have been going on for, I mean, I don't know, how long is Stranger Things been going on? Like a decade or something, right? There are aspects of this show that are so good based on the storytelling, and not really even the plot. Yeah, the plot's cool, but it's been done a bunch of times. Like, watch Stranger Things if you never watched it, okay? And if you're an 80s baby or a 90s baby, you're going to be like, yo, that reminded me of the Goonies. That was a little like Sandlot-ish, right? That was a little kind of like Sandlot a little bit, right? Oh, you know what it was like a little bit? There was a little Home Alone vibe to it, no? It was like every single kids movie, right? They pay homage to it, right? They pay homage to Freddy Krueger in this latest season. They paid homage to like all the 80s horrors and all that shit, right? But the story is good enough that even if the action is a little slow, even if the story progresses a little, not as much as you'd hoped it would, right? At the end of the day, you're still watching and you're going to watch because you're so committed, right? I care what happens to 11 and Mike. I am in my 30s. I am a grown man who is married. Why do I give a fuck about two fake characters from Stranger Things going to the snowball dance together? Why on earth would I ever care? You know why? Because they're good characters and I'm committed. Listen to me. I think that they have very, very much played the Will is gay narrative wrong. Not wrong, but just I just don't think they did it the right way, right? If they're going to connect it to the storyline, like his superpowers are somehow connected to him being like honest with himself, which I could see, but that wasn't the case. Like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, first of all, I have zero issues, with a person's sexuality. I literally think it's nobody's business what people do. I think it's weird for you to think about people fucking like that. You have no business thinking about fucking. Like, why? I mean, like, could a guy and a guy live together? Is that weird? No, right? A woman, can they live together? No, right? So then it's like the only problem you have is when you think they could be fucking. And that's weird to be thinking about them fucking in their closed personal door. But anyway, Stranger Things progressed slow, still loved it because the character development, the arcs, the plot, everything, right? It makes you care. It makes you invest. I'm invested in nothing with WWE right now. Nothing. Now, let me tell you, with AEW, Kyle Fletcher has really, really turned himself into something that I believe will be meaningful in wrestling. I'm interested in what Swerve's going to do. Hangman Page has become one of the most interesting characters when you think about guys that have just hit the fucking bottom of the floor, right? This guy's really brought himself back. Name me somebody in WWE that you even give a shit about right now. Like literally, legit. No, wait. I'm sorry. Not that. Let me preface this different. Name somebody in WWE that you give a shit about that will not likely be in catering this year, that won't spend a significant time in catering this year. Tell me who that guy is, right? I'm very interested to know. You know what I'm saying? Like these moments that were given to us were only that this year in WWE. They were moments. And so I'm not mad at that situation. It's just, I don't care now. Like, what do I care? I cared about Seth Rollins when he got hurt to a degree, right? Because of the whole thing with Breaker. And I cared about Breaker. I cared about a lot of different stuff. But when it comes to that Raw on Monday, there is one thing that I'm watching that I care about. And there's nothing else on the face of the earth that I give a shit about when it comes to WWE. Right? Not that I don't give a shit. It's just not interesting, right? Make it make sense or make it interesting. But right now, you don't have me at all, right? Going into that final show, Gunther and John Cena, how many of you cared about that match in a way that you haven't given a shit about a single Gunther match ever in WWE, NXT, fucking Evolve? I don't give a shit. NXT UK, whatever. Name one time you gave as much shit about a Gunther match as you did in that John Cena match, right? John Cena, same thing. That guy's beating everybody under the sun. Why do so many people give a fuck if he won or lost his last match? Because there is a character arc. Okay, there is continuity in these characters. When you break the continuity of a guy like Austin Theory, right? The guy was eating dog food and doing random ass segments with Waller of faking and pump faking a breakup for like a year and a half, right? And now he comes out being all serious and we're supposed to care. We're supposed to care now about Austin Theory now. No, enough is enough. Triple H, when you fuck someone's character up, all right, you can't just expect us all to forget. You can't just put it under a rug and say, they won't fucking remember when we put a hoodie on them in 5, 6, 8 months. No, dude, you're fucking awful at this. You're just running the same gimmick over and over, back to back. Do something different. Shake it up. Have Javon Evans fucking beat Cody. Who gives a fuck? Just do something different. Do something where Machine Gun Matt, doesn't come on this fucking show and literally guess 98% of the booking. Trips, you know what? If you're not Triple H, just scroll. I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm just going to talk to him right now. Listen to me. Listen to me, Bubs. Listen to me, Bubs. All right? This is for you right now, Mr. fucking Levesque. All right? My man, Machine Gun Matt, he's wrenched up on this show, right? I brag about him a little bit because he's in our community and he probably is one of the smartest hybrid fans that is out there. All right. And you can go to his show and sub because he's going to put it on the YouTube, put the link in the YouTube, Matt, on the chat. And so you'll go and you'll click it and then you'll subscribe to him. Machine Gun Matt, in the last two PLEs, as well as Saudi, I went back because I was working on some edits for the show, stuff that I wanted to post in the new year. Like, hey, you know, it was a great 2025. You know, make sure you sub and kick it with us in 2026. My friend, my colleague, Machine Gun Matt, in those three shows that I did. In fact, I'm working on a Excel PowerPoint. I mean, I'm working on an Excel thing on it so I can show everybody. Was over 90% in his picks. Not only was he over 90% in his PLE picks, Mr. Levesque, but he had accurately pinpointed what feuds and what pushes were going to come following the PLE. I want y'all to understand how big of a problem that is. Okay, because it's not a big deal to pick Harry Potter over Voldemort in the final episode or in the final movie, right? Everybody knows fucking Harry Potter is going to win, right? It's not stupid to pick Batman over Joker in the final movie, right? Because when the final movie happens, the good guy wins. But it is absolutely broken. Your system of creativity is broken. When not only can they tell you Batman is going to beat Joker, but when they can tell you who Batman's next feud is going to be, what the movie's going to be about, who's going to win. What the fuck? Yo, that was Triple H. That was Triple H in WWE fucking with my cam. Oh, God. Don't fall. That was them. That was fucking them. Hey, guys, right here, you could go and click on to, wait. Oh. Matt, you put it in YouTube, right? What the fuck? Oh, I think I took off the thing to post lives. I'll put it back. Hold on, let me see. Hold up. Fuck, dude. All right, don't worry about it. I'm gonna go to Matt's right now and we're gonna find it all together. Let's go. So yeah, anyway, that's so weird. Yeah, it's still not on. I don't know why it's not. Do. All right. So anyway, I'll have it posted though, Matt. And by the way, if anybody is watching on replay, or if you're watching a clip video, Matt's link to Talking About Radio is in the description of the video and or clip. You can go to Machine Gun Matt's show, Talking About Radio, where he does talk a little bit about, he does talk about combat sports, but he talks about everything. So if you are a genuine sports fan, head over there and give him a sub. Also, give him a follow on TikTok. He's been doing a lot of great numbers on TikTok, and I fucking hate him for it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, he's been doing great work on TikTok and really killing it. So shout out to him. I don't even remember where I was, but it's okay because we're gonna go on to the Zilla stuff. Hold up, let me get these. They dropped Theory down a couple of pegs for being Vince's last good boy. Yeah, and see, that is crazy when you think about the fact that that probably is true. Think about the animosity and the difference in creative control and creative philosophy that you literally punish someone because they were such a big part of someone else's creative visual, right? Like the vision of of Vince's creative is so persona non grata in the writer's room today that they literally punished Theory for being a Vince good boy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's when you know that there is absolute turmoil in your writer's room when people are fighting. You got to make somebody care about somebody. Mario, are you in heat? Been talking a lot of dick sucking and ball playing lately. No, I'm not okay. That's fucked up, Matt, because I'm not the one in heat. No, everybody. Why am I the one who gets blamed for showing the dick sucking, for showing the ball manipulation, for showing the shaft sensationalism, for showing the mushroom manipulation? Why would I be the bad guy in this? I'm just the guy telling y'all what's going on, telling y'all that this is like really, really weird, right? By the way, the guy that was doing the booking for years, he had dildos named after the wrestlers. Okay, I'm not the weirdo, champ. I'm not the weirdo. I don't own a single dildo, believe it or not. And not only do I not own dildos, but if I did, wouldn't even come close to thinking of a wrestler to name it after. Not even close. Like that's like would be the last thing on my mind. Like, I'm not going to, somebody's going to give me a dildo and be like, oh my God, thank you, Brock Lesnar. Woo. Like, no, that's not going to happen, champ. And so I'm not the weirdo. It's the weirdos are the people that have been booking creative for the last fucking 30 years and probably giving each other hand jobs under the table in Gorilla. Creative. Let me see. Okay. We'll go to the last one. You don't want to learn, but you will. Okay, here we go. You don't want to learn, but you will, Mario. When you see that Supermax knows a star when he sees one, and Zilla Fatu ain't one. I'm champ, but I think it's this, right? He represents a lot of big moments to come. Okay, a lot of big moments to come. I don't think. See, I'm going to challenge Max so bad on this one because this is making me feel like you don't even realize what's going on here. Like you don't even see the writing on the wall. You're still treating this like this is Vince era wrestling, and it's not. They don't give a fuck who looks like a star right now. They give a fuck who they can make into a star, right? Now, if it were me personally, I would be making people care about Zilla, right? Like in a way that's different from everyone else, right? I would make it to where he's like this lost kid who's always doing bad shit in the back and like getting in trouble, right? Maybe even he does pranks. Like what would Owen Hart? Owen Hart would always fuck with people, right? He would always pull pranks on people. Like Zilla could be like that fucking Dennis the Menace character in the back, just fucking with Penta for no reason, Sheamus, like fucking tying Rey Mysterio's boots together, whatever, right? Make us care. Make us feel like he's our little bro, right? Little bro the shit out of him. You don't little bro nobody else in that fucking family. Lil bro, that guy. He is the last of you all to get there, right? Last of the family to get there. His dad passed, right? So he does not have a father figure. Right? And so that storyline would be about a lost man, like a lost kid looking to become a man, right? And without the father figure, right? You're able to get Paul Heyman in his ear, right? You're able to get him like bouncing back and forth, right? Because it's not about creating Zilla Fatu, the legendary wrestler and or gimmick. No, we're not looking for the next Undertaker. We're looking for the next Heart Foundation storyline. We're looking for the next Bloodline storyline. We're looking for the next thing to encompass and correlate everything that has already gone on. So you're not building towards a Zilla star moment, not at all. What you are doing is you are building towards a Roman Reigns heel turn. I mean, a turn, right? And one way or the other, right? One way or the other. You can't predict how fans are going to react to somebody. Not all the time, right? I mean, yes, there are times you could be like, oh, people are going to laugh at that guy, or oh, this gimmick is going to really make people, mad, or oh, this entrance right here is going to have everybody dancing, whatever. Yes, you can do those things, but you can't predict long term what fans are going to react to, right? And what fans are going to believe and buy and want more of, whatever. So you make Zilla the lil bro to every single Nawi. Shout out Matt. And Fatu, he still hasn't told me the other name. I forget it. And you make him the little bro of it, right? So that the moment comes where he either is done being little bro and steps up, and this can be 2-3 years this could be fucking WrestleMania 2030, bro. Okay, this kid is young. Build a narrative to the point that when we get to that moment where he either is turning to step up as a heel or the other way around. They beat the shit out of him. The dog shit out of him. If you ever seen Colors or you know anything about LA Mexican gang politics, bro, you click him the fuck out. You know what I mean? Blood in, blood out. So you blood in, now you getting your ass blooded the fuck out. Beat the shit out of him. Just beat the shit out of Zilla. Because what's going to happen is when he comes back, he's going to have all the babyface heat, right? What they did with Gunther, with John Cena, they could do with Zilla the other way around. Instead of having everybody super pissed off at the person that won, they will be very, very empathetic to the person that was beat. Zilla, all of our little bros, our little cousin, you know what I mean? The one that's always stepping up when he shouldn't, right? Because all the family we're playing basketball at the park, right, on Thanksgiving, and then this other crew comes up, right, and they're like, hey, we're gonna play on the court. He's the cousin that's gonna be like, nah, we're playing on the fucking court. You gotta fucking play. We're like, bro, chill, dog. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's Zilla right there. That's the character. That's what he should be. The young, hot-headed, not dim-witted, young, hot-headed, the little bro that just don't know how to shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? The little bro that don't know how to shut the fuck up. Do not tell me that that's not a storyline that would get him over. Because even if he doesn't have an ounce of star power to his name, what the fuck? Why does that keep happening? Damn, I might have to do a reset. Fuck, I should have did it before I went live. God damn it. Oh, well. All right. Zilla will be the Teddy Hart of the Samoan dynasty. Make that make sense, champ. You're going to have to come on and make that make sense. What you mean? That's the crash out? You think Zilla's going to be is that what you're saying? That's actually a really good point if that's what you're saying. You think Zilla's going to be the crash out? Why? I'm not challenging you or debating you on that. I'm asking literally like why. That's a very good point. I'm gonna clip that. They are just gonna make Zilla another Umaga. See, oh my god, and this is the best. You know what, dude? I am going to make this show successful. I'm gonna make this show Infighting Exchange, Infighting FX, and my wife and I's new podcast, Purse Full of Snacks, a huge $1 million success for the sole purpose of either getting a house near Mex and Machine Gun or buying the family a summer vacation home here, because I got to just be around these guys at like Thanksgiving and conversation. I mean, the how opposite they are in how they see things is so interesting to me. But that's the thing, is it reminds me of me and my brother. Me and my brother see things very different, even though we're very similar. We like wrestling, boxing, baseball. We played sports growing up. He was the better athlete. I was the smarter person. And so it's interesting to me because they're basically, Matt and Mex are pitching literally two of the most separate things ever right now, bro. Mex is like basically saying Zilla is going to be a crash out, right? Matt, this is interesting. He knows that the WWE is gonna fuck Zilla up. Look what he just said. They are just gonna make Zilla another Umaga. Read it again. They are just gonna make Zilla another Umaga. That's what I think about that, champ. That's what the fuck I think about that. You are no. You know what I think about that? They're just gonna make Zilla another Umaga. Boo the man that does it, because that's bullshit, bro. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Like, you know that don't work. You've seen it not work before. Oh man, bro, man, dog. I appreciate that, champ. I appreciate that, champ. Shout out to Darian. I was gonna say it. I'm never gonna say it. Shout out to Darian cutting audio for the champ. What we got here? Let's see.
Oh my God.
That's long, champ. That's way too long. But I could cut that myself, so I appreciate it. I appreciate that. I could cut that myself. Thank you.
I'm here with the winner, Derek Lewis. Derek, why'd you take your pants off?
My balls was hot.
Champ, appreciate it. I'll edit them myself, but I appreciate it. Listen, anybody else who has audio that they don't mind cutting for me and sending, we're just trying to get more sounds, trying to get more media assets, background music, shit like that. Because if you got time, I got time, champ. I got time. Listen, so getting back real quick to the topic at hand, perfection is okay, we go. So you want his gimmick to go against everything we have been forced fed about the culture and how the Samoans treat each other. That is worse than Triple H booking. So you want the gimmick to go against everything. No, I don't. What are you talking? How is that going to get? Bro, this is what I'm saying, champ. How many cousins did you grow up with, Mex? Because I'm starting to wonder now if you got a big family or not. Bro, let me tell you what happens. Let me tell you what happened on Mungia Easters. All right. Mungia Easters, we would buy the toy boxing gloves from Toys R Us. You remember those? They were probably like fucking 4 or 5 ounces. Hurt like shit, no padding at all. So we would buy those. And our uncles and dads would take us outside and we would fight. All of us. Not hard, aggressive, bullshit type shit, right? They all raised us to know how to fight. And I don't mean like physically like, oh, this is how you throw a jab, this is how you throw a straight, like this is how you sidestep, this is how you create angles. Nothing like that. More in the sense of honor, right? If you're going to fight somebody, you respect them, you fight them respectfully. You know what I mean? Don't bite. We ain't pulling hair over here, champ. You know what I mean? Even kicks were something that, even though I didn't agree with that, I think if you could kick somebody, kick the fuck out of them if you can, right? Why are you worried about not kicking? But that's old school Mexican shit, right? When I grew up as a kid, and the older kids would fight at the park or at the school. We also had like a place in the hood where the houses were positioned a certain way, like the back alley where you pick trash up. So it was like positioned a certain way where you couldn't really see, so like nobody would break it up and shit like that. When you had the young kid, right, that was just bigger than everybody because his parents left him with his grandma, and he was raised by his grandma, and she was always serving him fucking tortillas with butter and fucking tamales and fucking, you know what I'm saying, like. And he got gordo, but then he hit puberty, and now he's just fucking people up, right? His own age. You get that kid in the family dynamic in the squad, bro. He's getting little broed for sure. Like you're talking like as if, oh, they're all gonna stand up and just throw. No, WWE fucks up the dynamic. That don't mean that that's how the dynamic should be just because WWE fucked it up. If they're gonna break continuity all the time, then break continuity when it don't work too. You get what I'm saying? Like Zilla has a name that has more heat on it than any other person that has come into the WWE through the same means. Think about that. I'm not saying he was bigger than the Tongas. Oh, Tonga. That was the other name I was thinking of. Fatu on Nawi. And yeah. So it was a situation where all those other guys, all the other Tongas, even the big tall motherfucker, tall Tonga, whatever, even Tali Tonga, right? All these people that had heat, they didn't have heat like Zilla, bro. Zilla got like weird, like young blood type heat, right? And I mean that like the slang word young blood, like new kids on the block type shit. And I also mean young blood, the fucking rock singer. Y'all seen that? Ever since Ozzy died, yo, young blood just started popping, bro. Popping. You know what I mean? Young blood, he's out. Most people don't even know who the fuck young blood was. Ozzy dies, and now he's on everybody's timeline singing, I'm going through changes. Okay. If Canelo wants to come in, you can let her in. I'm going through change. All right. So I want to show y'all something real quick before we get back to the topic. They are just going to make Zilla another Fatu. So you want his gimmick. By Mania 230, he'll be back in the bingo halls with Enzo. Oh my God, dude. First of all, shout out to Mex, who's just always coming through and dropping clips. He ain't afraid to say dumb shit on air. He say enough smart shit that he ain't afraid to say the dumbest shit ever. But he just said, listen to this. By Mania 2030, he'll be back in the bingo halls with Enzo. Check, check, check. All right, my bad, guys. I got fucked up. All right. So anyway, before we by the Mania thing, I forgot that's where I was. Yeah, so first of all, that's fucked up, bro. That's fucked up. That you said that. But let me check the assets one more time.
I'm here with the winner, Derek Lewis. Derek, why'd you take your pants off?
Oh my God.
Okay, there we go. All right. My mic was plugged in all fucked up. That's why I fucked up. Let me see.
Yo.
Hey, I'm sending the link to you and Adam. But if you're gonna come over, then you just don't worry about it. I'm just gonna send it anyway.
When are you going on? When are you going to?
I've been live for about an hour and 15 minutes now.
Did JD call?
No, not yet. I was just sending now. I was gonna do an hour by myself first, and then I was gonna come on and have everybody else come on.
What happened?
Yeah, he's gonna come on and talk about what happened with fantasy football in the playoffs. And I was gonna have Adam come on and give his AEW top guys, and then I was gonna have you come on to do the boxing and shit. So, but yeah, I just whenever you want.
Okay. Well,
All right,
then I
later.
wanna go.
All right. He'll ramble at the end if I don't cut him off. So, yo, why is my computer? This fucking thing. Ooh, baby, do you know what that's worth? And there's a place on earth. If you got time, then I've got time. How was everybody's Christmas, by the way? Did you all get what y'all were looking for? Get what y'all were hoping to get? I hope everybody had a great. Send the link, Mario. I'm gonna give it a shot. Hell yeah, champ. Fuck yeah. All right, I just sent it to my link. Actually, you know what? No, because I don't have to let anybody on. All right, I'm gonna post the link to join the show, but right now I'm not taking callers. So the link will be there, but I'm not taking callers right now. I'm just gonna send it to the people that can come on for now. But we're gonna be doing another couple hours, so don't worry about it. But I did want to show y'all some stuff real quick that I got for Christmas. So my cousins got me a gift, and they always get me something really great. But my cousin Becca and Priscilla, their mom, my Aunt Monica, she passed away a few years ago, and she was like easily like the life of our family, right? Like every single holiday, she was the funniest, the loudest voice. You know, she was just the life of the party. You know, easily one of the champion monkeys. You know, because my whole family is like super, super funny. You know what I mean? It's like a roast. It's been like a roast sesh every single holiday since I've been like 5 years old, since I can remember. And so anyway, they sent me this. They gave me this present, and they wrote me a card with it. So it said, "Dear, yeah, I'm gonna share it. Fuck it. Dear Mario, while cleaning out our mom's belongings, we came across this and wanted you to have it. We don't know why she was saving it, but we know it was meant for you." And so it was a IBC root beer, which is easily one of the best root beers, most versatile as well. But it was a Pacquiao Marquez 3 promotional root beer. And if you can see at the bottom right there, it says Time Warner Cable, which is who she worked for. She would get like a lot of like crazy shit that was like, I mean, like hundreds, some of it thousands of dollars on eBay, like shirts, posters, like stands, like promotional stands, like you would see at like HEB or like 7-Eleven or whatever. You know, and then she would get like golf balls or like whatever you could merch. She would get stuff you could merch, you know what I mean? And she worked for Time Warner Cable, so she'd always get stuff, you know what I mean? When we were little, you know, and we couldn't afford to get every single WWF and WCW pay-per-view, she would record the WCW pay-per-views for us. And we'd go like pick them up later, you know, because she working for a cable company at that era. I don't know if it's still the same, but she used to get all the pay-per-views for free, working for the company. So Yeah, dude, this is easily one of the best and most treasured. I haven't looked for it yet anywhere. I mean, I'm never gonna sell it, obviously, but I'll usually, like, when I come across stuff like this, I'll usually like check and see like what's the cost. I'm actually gonna start selling some of my other boxing Corona ones. I had all 3 cases of the Corona boxing promotion that they did years ago. They did 3 different versions with Golden Boy. This is before the PBC split. So there's like chocolate or no Kid Chocolates on there, Deontay Wilder, Abner Mares, Leo Santa Cruz, Miguel Cotto, Paulie Malignaggi, who else? A few other people too, but I'm gonna be selling some of them because, bro, it's just too much beer that I'm never gonna drink. You know, they're all collector edition bottles. So um Christmas was dope outside losing my fucking voice. Champ, I hate it when that happens. I that was me on the Cena night, but you know what I mean, I tried to just Christmas was fire. Got my kids, nephew, and Matt WWE tickets. Champ! Bum, 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 bum. Yo, we have a official contender for Theo of Christmas. Or wait, Theo of the Year Christmas Award style. All right. Theo of the Year Christmas Awards. Super Mex is our first nominee. Yo, WWE tickets for the kids and the bro, and you just dropped it and said, fuck it, I'm taking all of y'all. Yo, that would be, listen to me. I wish I could come, bro. I'm telling you, I'm 2026. I'm stepping this shit up, bro. Because I gotta make money off of this so that I could go and travel and do this type of stuff, right? Because, like, yes, I want to cover fights, but I don't really want to cover fights. You know, I've done that for 10 years. It was cool. I liked it. You know, I'm really good at it, but it's not like something that it's a job. You know, it's a job. It's making wrestling, boxing, MMA, or something that you're a fan of into a job. You know, but man, I would love to go with y'all to that wrestling event and take my niece, take my brother, who y'all would get along with really well. That would be fun. We would go to have lunch, right? No. First of all, we'd all wake up. This is what we would do if we were all going to go to that show, because it's a live event, meaning that there's going to be more personal interactions with WWE superstars than ever before, right? So that said, I'll put it to you like this: we would go wake up like 9 a.m. We would all meet at somebody's place, either Max or mine or Matt, and we'd all get the kids together and we'd all go to a gym, whether it would be Crunch or Golds or Flex or whatever. We'll go to the gym and we'll just sit there and we'll wait outside like stalkers, right? Seeing which wrestlers come in. And if any wrestlers come in, then we all go into the gym, pretend like we were going to work out, and really just get pictures with the wrestlers. Okay, that's done. Next, we go to lunch, right? And then we hit, if the live events, let's say the live event starts at 6, we hit the building about 3, no later than 4, no later than 3, actually. And we sit outside and wait for the cars, and we put our most adorable kids up front, right? And we have a sign for every wrestler that we know is going to be there, so that they're like, oh shit, they really love me because they made a sign for me, when really we just made a sign for everybody so we could just trick somebody into coming. So then we line up the cutest kids, right? If we got to put them on shoulders because they're too small, we just make sure they are visible from the moment that a car pulls in. And we just take our shot, you know, with the cutest kids, throw them out there, see who we can reel in, right? And video and pictures and content, and boom. And then we enjoy the show. So that would be how I would do it. But how our mom used to get all kinds of cool De La Hoya stuff when she worked at the cable company. We always had cool promo stuff. Yeah. Oh, and our mom name is Monica too. That's crazy, bro. That's super crazy. Wow. Yeah, right, man. You're lucky, dude. I know you have some crazy shit there. Now that makes sense. Now Matt finding a fucking treasure trove of premium mint condition wrestling magazines, pro wrestling illustrated magazines from the fucking 90s and early 2000s in just prime condition. I mean, premium condition, like just bought from HEB condition. Now I know. That makes sense now. So, gonna spawn in here in a few. Hey, get ready for that load up, champ. We ready for that keyboard load up. You know what I mean? Bam, bam, bam. We spawning in, champ. Hell yeah. Okay. Zilla Fatu. Damn it. I fucking knew I did that. Damn it. Okay. Oh, and then this was not for Christmas. This was for me. This was me and my wife's Christmas gift. So it's you could use like concentrates on it, but you could also use flour on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So look, so you turn it on, right? And you can set the temp. I think it's like 4 temperatures. There's like 1, which is basically like the lowest, and then the 2 in the middle are for like flavor palette stuff, and then the last one is just like, bro, fucking cook and book. So if you hit it twice, it's automatic. Can you see it? Yeah, y'all see it? Hey, I'm gonna have to use this a lot watching WWE this year. No cap. No cap. And so then you take it off like this. All right, let me do it. What works out like this. Okay, so yeah, Matt, come through because we're gonna talk our wrestlers of the year, our fighters of the year. I got my brother Ryan coming through. He's supposed to come in. Adam's coming through, and then my cousin JD. You see it? There you go. Oh, you know what else? I don't know if you guys heard or not, but Ryan Garcia, the famous fighter who is famously racist, put out a new beverage. If you didn't know, he's been super jealous of Jake or not Jake. I'm sorry. He's been super jealous of Logan Paul and all the success that he's had with Prime. Ryan Garcia, who's pretty much a giant piece of shit. Let's be real. He's doing the whole rich kid Kick thing. I don't know if y'all know that. I don't know how many of y'all even really like follow Kick and the big streamers and shit. I'm not saying I have to, like it's like a desire. I mean, like I have to because it's like they always have like content that you want to cover, like with wrestling or like boxing or MMA. You know what I mean? Like that whole generation of rich, fake alpha bro, fake kids, like they're like the MMA crowd right now. Like they are the guys that you're targeting, right? Like I grew up for real in an era where there was a lot of gangs, a lot of drugs, a lot of bullshit, but I stayed away from that type shit, right? At the same time, it was too hard to like completely be like rid of it, right? But you could just tell like how certain people act that it's like, oh, they're fucking stupid. Like they're just like putting on a show, right? And so that's like where Ryan Garcia is at now. And honestly, he's perfect for it. He really is. Like he is a bitch, but he's a little bro too. Like he's not afraid to be little bro. Like he'll suck like rappers' dicks, like Neon, like any other people just like get clout. Like you know what they are? They're just clip farmers. That's it. That's all they are. I seen this clip that came through my niece's thing, her or whatever, and she follows some other girl that was on Ryan Garcia's stream. And she was like, oh, he was talking to his wife. He was like, oh, what do you like, or what do you do, or whatever. And she was like, oh, I like or no, they were going through fighters. Like, he was like, oh, what about Anthony Joshua? He asked her, and she was like, oh yeah, I think he's handsome. And then of course, like he started clip farming shit. He's like, GG's, yeah, that's cool. Like, if she's just gonna go have sex with a black guy, like, is that your insinuation? That's fucking weird. But anyway, he's perfect for it. He's doing it, and he just came out, Matt. He just came out, Matt, with a brand new drink. Did you hear this, Ryan Garcia? He came out with a brand new drink.
Are you echo?
Say it again.
You have an echo.
I do. Let me see.
Yeah, I can hear the playback.
Let me see. Oh, it's the YouTube. My bad.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
You're good. I can hear you. I don't hear the playback no more.
Okay, good. I didn't mean Neon was a rapper, Max. Thank you for calling me out on that. I meant like rappers and Neon.
Oh, no, it's still there.
But yeah, you say it again.
Yeah, I can hear the playback in the studio.
There's still an echo.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can hear the
Max
playback
is saying it's yours.
in the studio. Hold up.
Do you have the it playing in any other thing?
Hold on. Let me jump out and jump back in.
Okay, cool. So for the rest of y'all, we'll wait for Matt to come out. Matt's breaking up. It's not you, Mario. It's him. Okay, appreciate that, Mex. Check it out. So, Ryan Garcia, he came out with his own drink. Like Logan Paul has Prime, right? And KSI, they have Prime. Or like Jake Paul, I think he either is a part owner of Celsius or he's just like a guy that promotes Celsius. So now Ryan Garcia has his own beverage. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's called Healthy Garcia Hydration. And I just bought it from the store. I know it looks a little wonky and shitty, but we're going to try it out on air. Hey, what's up, man? So this is the new Ryan Garcia beverage. It's called Healthy Garcia Hydration. Okay, hold on. We're going to try it live on air real quick. Hold on.
Oh, Mario, that's funny, bro. Great.
Hey, did you hear it? It's in my office. All right, my bad. Yo, first of all, Matt, appreciate you jumping on. Christmas, lost voice, dude. Let's hear it. How do you sound right now? I can't hear you. My bad. Were you on mute? Tap in. Give me a check.
Yo.
Oh yeah, you sound perfect. Okay. Yeah. So the voice sounds good. You sound good.
Like real nasty rap.
No shit. Yikes. Well, I'll tell you what. You're looking lean as shit. Shoulders are looking jacked as fuck. So whatever you're doing, just keep it up. Stay sick. No, I'm just playing. Nah, you look at Jack, champ. You ready for that 2026? Hitting it hard. I like that because you know who's coming back to the Border Wars. This guy. This guy right here,
bro.
You too. You're coming too. You're coming too, champ.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely try it, bro. Everything lines up for me to be nice and healthy.
Nice. Hell yeah. Nice. Hey, I'm still thinking about skipping March though. I actually wanted to talk to Supermax off cam, like a honest conversation with you two. Because I'm gonna be honest, Matt. It's weird. It's weird. I don't listen to the Boxing Voice a lot, right? But when I do, it doesn't feel the same, but that happens. That happens a lot, right? Like I would be gone for a little bit and I'd start listening to the show and I'd be like, man, this don't really sound like the same show anymore. But then I'd come back and I'd realize, well, it's the same for a lot of us, right? For a lot of other people, it's a different show. But for those of us that are OGs, it's the same, right? It's the same. It's never changed. I don't feel that way today. And it's not like I'm talking shit. Not at all, right? I love Ness. He's my bro. I'll always fuck with him, even outside of the business, right? I would rather not work with him at all if that means we can stay friends, right? Do me, everybody. I'm still cool with everybody. That said, though, Matt, I have this feeling like sides have formed. Like everything is split in Border Wars. You know what I mean? Like there's this side that's like happy or trying to pretend they're happy with everything going, and then there's another side that's like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, it's weird, but
It
either
is
way,
weird. Bro. It's always like that, though. It's always been like that. And I mean, for me, it's just the fact that you don't want to miss out. You know what I mean?
exactly. Yes.
Getting FOMO for Border Wars is a real thing. And especially for somebody like me, like I want to be like you, bro. I want to get that win on my call on that left side of the column.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
it's just a matter of wanting to get back in there. It's much bigger. The platform is huge for what it started
Huge,
out
bro.
as, bro. You know, you were alongside of me with my brother on the Pioneer days.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
the trailblazing part of it, and it's just nothing better, bro. Especially like going to. A lot of people don't believe this either. Just go, even if you don't want to fight, just go to a Border Wars.
To
It's
see how it
so
is,
fun.
see how they move. Bro, I'm telling you, I started talking about it a little bit more because so many more people are doing it now, right? Like back when we were doing it, like, you know, there was a few places like Satan's Backyard and like a few other places where you could go and do scraps and stuff, but they were all like not bullshit, but they were like, you know what I mean? It was more like street fight type shit, like less talent, you know what I mean? And I'm not hating at all. It's just not what I prefer, right? I would rather see people trying to do it right under safer conditions. I don't want to just see bum fights. Right. I grew up in the era of bum fights. I could go to YouTube and type in bum fights and watch like 20 back to back scraps of like one of the grossest things ever done in YouTube history. You know what I mean? Making fucking homeless people fight for literally like $50, 100. That was shit was crazy back then, but I don't want to see that shit. Like, I don't want to see slap boxing. Like, that shit don't interest me. What interests me is people trying to utilize the sweet science in a way that they're able to hit without getting hit, right? Obviously, I like seeing wars. Obviously, I like seeing people go toe to toe and shit like that, but within the confines of an actual sport.
That's another thing too. Like my brother said, like Border Wars has that lack of star power right now.
Oops, I changed the.
You know what I mean?
Can you bring it back whenever you get a chance? Yeah, absolutely.
There's no, like my brother said, like there's no Super Mex out. There's no other Super Mex. There's no other Marvin. There's no like CYP that made a big name for himself.
Yep.
And
CYP did
up out there and made themselves a brand like that. And people
exactly
no matter that he lost, the fact that he made himself such a big brand in that short amount of time was great.
Dude, you're so right. And that's the part of this where I don't think Ness understands. I'm not saying he doesn't. I just haven't talked to him enough about this that I know he does. But it's like, you have something in Border Wars that's real, right? You have a thing where you could call yourself the MLB of this like subset of combat sports, right? Because you have guys like Satan's Backyard or even Aiden Ross's Brand Risk. Those are like literally like kid shit compared to what Border Wars is, right? If Border Wars is the Olympics, right? Brand Risk, Satan's Butthole, all those other little like backyard scrapper things, bro, those are like little league, right? If Border Wars is the Olympics, those other places like Brand Risk are little leagues. In fact, I wouldn't even call them little leagues. They're not even really structured. At least little league is structured and has rules and
imitators.
Fun imitate. I love that. You know, and it's like they make money. I'm not hating on the business of it. What I'm saying is that's not fighting. That's not boxing. That's not sport. That's fighting. That's like literally trying to fight, right? Why on earth would I ever pay to see an island boy try his best at the sweet swine? I can't understand what would make people interested in that, right? It's like same thing with Ryan Garcia. Like, I would
Just
rather
fight. The same reason people stare at car crashes and shit. It's just the natural violence that we're attracted to. That's in your brain already. It's just you're wired that way. Even if you like it or you don't, you're just wired that way.
And you know, Matt, people used to be so much more respectful, dude. So much more respectful. The things that I've been seeing them talk shit about Mex and Santi, and don't get me wrong, now people are talking shit about Santi, really. Like, so from what I'm hearing, I haven't talked to Santiago in probably 4 or 5 years, maybe a little less. But from what I've been hearing, I'm not trying to put his business out there at all, but from what I understand, he's putting stuff online. He's going through it a little bit. He's got a hard time right now. I don't know the specifics, but shout out to Santi. Obviously we got love over here for him.
I was there in Jersey, and there were like There are people being real assholes about it, like, oh, what is this? Like a sumo match? Like, what the
I'm
fuck?
telling you, bro,
Then,
and
like,
that was
at the
never
end of
like that
fight, though,
before.
they learned at the end of that fight, they learned because they were on their fucking feet clapping. It was the best.
But you know what it is, Matt? You know what it is? Back when we started, the people that watched also participated. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even if you didn't participate, you were there on the shows, right? Like, even if you didn't go and fight or even go, you were there at the shows. You were watching the Border Wars podcast. You know, you got to follow the people through their journey, losing weight, getting better, all of that shit, right? And at the end of the day, there was a respect for the fighters. There was a respect for the matchups, right? When I go to an indie wrestling event, bro, I go and I respect. Even if I'm not going to see the best wrestling, you know you're going to come across something that's worth something. When I go to brand risk, I go to the Mother Theater. If I see them, nothing I recognize is worth anything. Not in the fight game, but when I see a fight like Mex or like your fight or like Mex Santi and your fights, I can respect that because I see the effort you're going through. I see, and the fact that so many people today in this new Border Wars culture are just talking shit, like literally ugly shit. It tells me this isn't even close to what it used to be. What it used to be was a bowling league where everybody bowled or at least understood the process of bowling, the culture of bowling, right? Today, it has become almost a pure spectator sport. Border Wars is 90% spectator and 10% action. And it used to be the other way around. It used to be 90% of the people participated in one way, and only 10% of the people actually watched as keyboard warriors.
You know why it's that way though, right? Because it's amateur now. It's real. That's what scares people the most is the reality of it. Like
You're
you
right,
can talk all that shit you want, but now you really got to sign up and walk that fucking walk, and it's
bro.
gonna be
You're right.
record forever.
Hey, your voice actually sounds dope.
Shit.
Fucked up.
Hey, bro, I finally got a fucking ring light too. I don't know if you can tell.
It's good, champ. Hey, you know what it's doing? I was like, damn, he got sick, but he looking jacked. Bro, it's giving you the shadow outline. So you look jacked as shit on that shit, bro. That's crazy. Hey, by the way, Max, I got you. I got you
I know
on
I
that
sound like
edit,
shit.
champ. My niece, bro, I promise you, she'll deliver you an edit that you could fucking post everywhere. That you would be so proud that it's your shit. It'll look real professional. I promise you. I'll get her on it. She don't take long either.
I have to change my whole fucking setup now, though. I feel like because now I feel like
Why?
everything's more visible. It's like more visible.
Oh, because it's more
You
visible.
can see it.
Here's the thing. The
Like,
brick
I got
doesn't.
my clothes. I got my shirt. I got this.
That's
new
what I'm
Batman
saying,
light.
Matt. The brick, it looks good. Here, you don't want to hear something funny? Most people, Matt, will put a green screen behind them that has that brick outline and color, bro. You know what I mean? But you got a real one, so you have a real backdrop. That's why it works. I mean, you could, you know, what I wanted to do originally is not have all this bullshit up, but have a few things up and then alternate and switch out, right? Like, I'm the type of dude, like, I would love to just do like Easter eggs. I would love to have shows where I'd be like, okay, I have an Easter egg. What match am I referencing this week? Right. And I have like little things. Let's say like I have a pole behind me, right? And then I have like a picture of a mom and then Bagwell. It's like, oh, you were talking about the Buff Bagwell's mom on a Judy Bagwell on a pole match. You know what I mean? Shit like that. And you could do that. You could do that. Yeah, for sure.
I got Bam, and I got like Stone Cold, but then there's Fluffy.
Nice.
Random and shit.
It's all right. I like the random shit. It shows your wide cast of interest, right? Hey, but real quick, I'm gonna try this. This Healthy Garcia hydration. Here's what
you started.
Yeah, GH. I got the segment. I'm gonna clip it all together, but here we go. All right. What the fuck? Bro, what the fuck? Yo, it comes with a syringe. What the fuck? Damn! Yo, that one's better than mine. Where'd you get that?
Oh, it's another gift, bro. Like, I feel like I suck, but people keep buying shit for me to keep doing this. I'm gonna keep doing it.
Bro, that's fucking dope, dog. Hell yeah. Bro, you're great, dog. You've been doing solid numbers on TikTok. Here's the thing.
I need to figure out how to stay, get over there and stay there.
And I'm not talking about you. I'm talking to me. Okay. But I'm telling you, I bet this is the same thing. Like, you're going to correlate this to yourself.
Yeah.
I will find success on an app and then forget. And then like literally fuck and like don't post on it. And then I'm posting everywhere else, or I'll stay live on somewhere else and I forget TikTok all the time. You're having enough success on TikTok where I would honestly make it your primary shit. I would go live on TikTok over anything else because you're having so much more success. I'm not saying cut everything else, not at all. What I am saying is I would go live like probably 30 minutes a day on TikTok, like
Well, I
4
was
or
gonna
5 days a
split it
week
up
if I
'cause,
were
like,
you.
on my channel,
Because you're it's growing fast on
multiple
TikTok,
different
champ.
segments. I was gonna just put one of those segments over there. Like how I'm like talking about wrestling is mainly on my
Yeah.
sports is on YouTube.
That's
I was
smart, champ.
probably gonna put like because I get like a lot of interaction on college sports, so I probably put like college shit over there or something. Just for that
Yeah.
demographic, because my demographic is 18 to 30. So right there.
Oh yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I think you're killing it, champ. Really, you are. Don't give up on that shit. So, okay, so I'm gonna do this. We got the HGH, the Healthy Garcia hydration drink. All right, this is new Ryan Garcia's new energy drink. I'm gonna fill it up with this. All right, it came with the syringe, so now we're gonna put it into a clear thing so we could see it and all try it. So here it is. All right, just a little bit. Now to test the purity to
Looks
make
like
sure.
dehydrated piss.
Yeah. To make sure that because in this day and age, right, according to people like Ryan Garcia, you could have contaminations, right? So we're gonna test out Ryan Garcia's beverage here. We're gonna see if a fighter can take this, there will be no changes. Do you understand? If a fighter is able to consume this beverage, then the chemicals that I pour into the beverage will have no reaction. If there's a slight color change or a slight reaction, then we know that there is something in the Healthy Garcia hydration. All right. Healthy Garcia hydration, Ryan Garcia's new beverage. We'll know that there is something that shouldn't be in there. Let's see. Okay. Let's just test it all out here. Ooh, not good, Ryan. Not good whatsoever. Look at these things. Holy shit. Oh my God. Nope, this isn't good stuff. This is not good for you. I can tell you that. All right, we're going to just try it. Okay. Healthy Garcia hydration. We're just going to try it and we'll see how it goes throughout the show. Right. I can tell you it smells like foot and ass. And that's no cap right now. That I'm not joking about. This literally smells. Oh God, it smells terrible. Jesus Christ. Okay, here we go. Okay, a little bit like I just did an 8-bowl of Coke, but other than that, it's okay. It's not bad. It's all right. It's not bad. A little shaky. We're going to chill on it. Hydrate. Healthy Garcia hydration. You can find it at your local shops. Make sure you look at that shit. It was green. It's purple now. Purple now. This is fucking all right. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it because I'm not gonna get sued.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, Matt, champ, appreciate you coming through. We're gonna talk some wrestling now. I want to know what you think about Zilla Fatu joining the Fed. First of all, I want to ask you what you think the development time. When are we going to see him, do you think? How long does he stay in NXT? You know, give us a little like timeline of what you expect.
It's a great question because I don't know. I mean, because obviously they set it up with Ricky Saints attacking him, right? So it's like he's gonna obviously go to that. In terms of NXT, he'll probably do like a solid 2 years just to be sure. And because like the one thing that's obvious, he'll probably go get involved with some form of the bloodline. And like I said, he'll probably just end up being another Umaga. Like I think he's got some kind of talent, but I don't see him as superstar quality like
Mm.
that. Like, I think he can be a little popular. People can like him, but I don't see him as like not ready for the big water that is the WWE. You know, for sure, like he can play around in TNA and in NXT and eventually build up, but nah, I don't think he's gonna make a major impact when he comes over fully.
Mm. Wow. Okay. So first of all, I want to ask you this: is there anybody in the WWE right now that had a hotter name than Zilla Fatu
Braun
heading
Breaker.
into the WWE? No. In the family, I mean.
Oh, and in that family that
Yeah.
had a
So
harder
we're
name,
counting
Jacob
Tala
Fatu.
Tonga, we're counting Tama Tonga, we'll even count
Jacob Fatu is my
Mateo, Jacob Fatu. So you think Jacob Fatu had a bigger name
the hottest
than
name
Zilla?
that was out there.
Okay. I think I
Everybody,
agree with you.
everybody knew who he was before he came, and they knew who he was when he showed up, and they already knew that he was to be feared out there. Yeah, how big of a true monster that he was when they saw him. And then the fact that Paul Heyman sold him the way that he did when he first debuted was
That's
always
very
the
true.
icing on the cake, and that's all he needed. So Jacob
That's
Fatu, out of all of them,
That's a solid point. I will agree with you on that point. You're absolutely right. However, can I ask you a question?
go for
Do you know how old Jacob Fatu is, and do you know how old he was when he debuted for WWE?
it. I do not. He's probably like almost 40 at this point, right? Maybe.
Jacob Fatu at this point. Oh God, I don't have any internet on there. Jacob Fatu is 33 years old.
Oh, I was
He's
way
not
out.
as old as I thought. Yeah, he's not as old as I thought. I thought I was thinking like
He's
36.
in the prime of
So
his life right now.
he's in the prime of his career as a wrestler, right? Wrestlers have a prime that exists in a way that boxers and other sports don't. Yes, I would say he's absolutely in his prime. However, do you know how old Zilla Fatu is?
He's 20 something, maybe younger than 25.
He is 26 years old.
Okay.
Okay. So, what I want to make clear here is this: in wrestling, there are age discrepancies that don't have anything to do with talent and performing. Okay. So, let's throw talent and performing out to the side. When you look at the modern era of WWE and what they're hoping to build off of, there is a future that Zilla Fatu represents that none of those other guys represent. Zilla Fatu can connect to this generation and the younger crowd simply by using the terminology they use, the phraseology they use. Listen, my niece, right? She has only ever been a fan of like 4 wrestlers in her life. All right. And 2 of them are Bellas. So, you know what I mean? They look exactly the same. I will tell you that when she saw JD McDonough and Dom Mysterio, who she's always hated, interacting for the first time in a videos a couple years ago, I think they used the word Riz or they used some fucking other word that people on Kick and, fucking Snapchat use, the kids. And that was it for her. She was like, oh, they talk like us. I'm hooked. And that's as simple as it is for a lot of these kids. It's literally, do you know the words that they use when they're playing Fortnite? If you do, then I'm a fan of yours. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Zilla has an opportunity to capitalize on a dumber audience. I hate to say it that way because I'm not saying all kids are dumb or kids are dumb. They're just like, they're what's the word? Manipulative, or you can manipulate them easier, right? The hair looks good, champ. I love it. You can manipulate them in a way that other audience bases you cannot. If you go and watch Stranger Things, or if you go and watch Welcome to Derry, both of those shows debuted this at the end of the year, right? Both of those shows are based on a plot, or I'm not a plot, based on a theme that kids are gullible and easy to finesse. And that's essentially what the truth is on all kids. So if you bring in a guy like Zilla Fatu, who can just tap into that video game, TikTok generation, then you are going to propel him further than any of the Tongas that currently exist. I think that that's fair. I think that he just has a vibe that's so much different than these old guys. Like, nobody believes, I'm sorry, nobody in wrestling today believes in the Samoan character. You can't send a guy out with big hair and, like a skirt, or not a skirt, but you know what I'm saying? Like with the teeth around the thing. Like, you can't send out a dude who actually looks Samoan anymore and get him over. It don't work that way, right? You got to make him look hood, bro. You got to make him look the way that they look in football and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the real fucking down G's.
Let me ask you though, right? Does that give him superstar qualities though? Can he become a superstar? Can you does he pass the name test? Ladies and gentlemen, your undisputed WWE champion, Zilla Fatu. That doesn't pass the name test to me.
That's a clip. I think you might be right about that. However, I want to ask you, did you feel like Roman Reigns, and I'm being honest, this isn't a got you moment. I'm not trying to, even though you got me earlier, I'm not doing that. I'm asking you an honest question. When Roman Reigns was being forced down our throat, could you hear it then? Could you hear your undisputed champ? I'm talking about before the cancer and the comeback, and he was over like a monster before Paul Heyman.
Shield, pretty much.
Why? What you mean?
Because when he was in the Shield, I could, like, at that age I was at, I could see that Roman Reigns was gonna be the guy. That would boom, your WWE champion, Roman Reigns. That was it. I knew that Seth was Aleister Black in Ring of Honor, and I liked the way Dean Ambrose was at first, but I knew Roman Reigns was going to be the guy out of all of them. So, yeah, I saw Roman, and I was like, yeah, Roman's... I knew the character was wrong because just like in the Shield, they were better as heels. All three of them are better as heels. None of them in the Shield are good as baby faces.
You're right. You're right.
They're either good badasses or they're good heels. That's it.
Yeah. I don't know. And that's a fair point. I will say this. I think that Zilla Fatu, the biggest hindrance is going to be himself. I was telling a story earlier and I got a little distracted. I was talking about like in this game, how long I've been in it, and like getting fighters to interview and like reaching out to people, and like, there's a strategy to getting guests on your show when you don't have a huge audience, right? We were able to pull Kenny Florian this year. We were able to pull, get Danny Limelight on a couple times. So, we've done pretty good on our own. Shout out. Hell yeah. And so ultimately, I thought it would be easier to get wrestlers, at the indie level. And I was really excited to be able to cover indies and, get to know people that, bro, it is not. Not only is it not, but some of these guys have a very, very false understanding or false equivalency for what they're worth. I'm not going to mention any names, Matt, but there were several people that we reached out to this year to be on Infighting FX who hit us back with $100 minimum just to talk. That's not including the show. And it was not even a per hour fee. It was a flat rate on top of a hour plus penalty, basically.
Damn.
And I just don't feel like you are playing the game right at that point, right? You got to get as many eyeballs as you can on you. You got to make sure people see the difference than everything else, right? See what makes you special and unique. And I believe that taking yourself out of that element to make yourself seem more of like a big show ticket, you know what I mean? Like Brock Lesnar is going to be that guy. Roman Reigns is going to be that guy. All those guys have earned to be that guy. But if you've never stepped foot in WWE, let alone NXT, can you be that guy? And so I don't know if he is able to go in there without an ego, without expectations of where he should be. But I agree with your premise. I agree with Mex's premise. I don't think we see him in 2026. I don't. I think that the MFs have shown that if you don't have a thing to do, if you don't have a bloodline gimmick, then it's just not really worth it, champ. You know what I mean? So I want to show you some stuff here real quick.
Let's check it out.
Yeah, I want to get your thoughts on my man's Seth Rollins. Wait, where the hell is oh, saves. Perfect. Okay, so Rollins had something interesting to say. Let me wait, where the fuck did I put it? Oh, you know what? Let's do this one first. Okay, so Cody was on Brandy's IG. She was doing her show. You know the show she has, the cooking show?
Yeah.
Okay, so she was doing it. I just want to show you a clip, and then I want to ask you some questions about Cody and Brandy, specifically Cody. But this was, I thought, like extremely hilarious. Okay, tell me if you can hear it.
Right here, y'all. Is that a thing? Right? What happened when 50 Cent was hungry? 58. Damn! Salt shooter! Just so you guys know, the salt shooter is not a real gun. It shoots more than salt. I never really understood the margarita.
Let's rim our glasses so that
rim 'em
when
up.
we
Give me a old rim job. Tequila,
Please don't
ready?
break it.
Whoa! Right?
Thank you. You did a
Tom
much
Cruise
better
and
job.
cocktail. Was that what it was called? Oh,
Yep. See, I'm gonna try to do an egg white.
well, that's just lime juice. White guy high five, baby.
Salt.
To the hot tag.
Do the hot
Most
tag.
exciting 15 seconds of the night. I don't really think this is a thing, by the way.
I
You
won't
just
give you
made
any
a margarita
juice.
and you're putting jalapenos and, or is it pickles?
It's jalapeno.
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 Spicy margarita.
Hey, la margarita. Hey.
margarita.
All right.
Tortilla
None
dip.
of that's
Tortilla
Italian, by the
down.
way.
So what you want to do in the
What
old
I'm gonna
country,
do-
throw it up like that.
No,
You
that's
guys, yeah.
pizza.
Oh, it's the same thing. A burrito is just a pizza. There you go. Do you see my skill, by the way?
Is a
Put it-
burrito a pizza?
This is in 4K, 8K, slow-mo.
All right.
Here's what we're gonna
So-
do. We're gonna put.
Nailed it. Jimmy
I
Dean,
want you
pork
to cut
sausage.
that open, please.
Alrighty, let me get a proper blade here.
In the meantime, I do not think you needed that big of a plate. No. Cut the side, just the side off right here, and then you can just peel it off. No, honey. Cut. No, you cut it, but you cut it like here.
That's what I was doing.
How you
Perfect.
not know how to-
Perfecto.
Sausage
Hey,
out.
the old meat
That's
daddy.
my problem with Cody.
He
He
is.
always knows when the camera's on. So he's
He's a meat daddy.
Oh, well said,
So
bro.
it's a personal preference, you know.
That's
I
not
don't-
how he should act, I don't think.
You like a
I
bigger?
was trying
You
to
know.
You like a bigger sausage?
fucking I was trying to pause it from there. Bro, first of all, well said. Say
It's
it
like
again.
look how she looks at him, but he's
No,
always
but
looking at us.
repeat what you said, because I know that they didn't hear it.
I was saying like that's what I don't like about Cody is he knows when the camera's on, so he just knows when to turn it on, and he acts
Yes.
like that.
Absolutely. Okay, so what was funny about this is several different several different social media platforms posted this and got a hold of it, and there was a debate going whether or not Cody was drunk during this show or whether this is just his personality, like him and his wife together. I don't think he was drunk. I think you were right, Matt. I think this guy has so much camera awareness. Is that what you call it?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, we'll go with that. I don't know if the term accurately like says what I'm trying to say about him, in that like he just knows when to turn it on. You know what I mean? Like he knows when to turn it on, and he knows when to be.
He knows when to be Runnels, and
version.
he knows when to be Rhodes.
Yes, well said. He knows when to be Runnels, and he knows when to be Rhodes. God, that's a great way to put it, dude. You nailed that shit perfectly. So yeah, I wanted to show you that because I thought it was fucking hilarious that this guy's just trolling his wife on his show. It was hilarious. So now I want to show you this because Matt, you are our resident sports guru. And I have heard Seth Rollins over the last maybe like 5-6 years go on sports shows. He famously covered for what was it, Iceman, right? For like a week on his show. He famously covered for him. Yeah. And so this guy knows his sports, Matt. He knows his sports, I think. And I want to ask you, based off of what I'm going to show you, which is going to be a clip of Seth Rollins essentially talking about the upcoming game with Texans and how they did. I want to show you this, and then I want to ask you about a career for Seth Rollins in sports. Could it happen? What's up, champ? Merry Christmas.
Say Merry Christmas.
Champ. Hey, we're gonna have to get him on so he could tell us how excited he is for that WWE event.
Hey, look, you can pretend too. Here. There you go.
Yeah. There you go. There you go, champ. All right.
Check on brother.
So this is the video. Seth is going to talk us through the Texans.
Talk about getting after the quarterback. Let's talk about the other side of the ball, because that's exactly what DeMeco Ryans and that's what that Houston Texans defense does. Daniil Hunter and that crew, they get after the quarterback. Will Anderson gets after the quarterback. I mean, they are relentless in their pressure, and they can do it with the blitz, but they can also do it with four. And that is going to be very, very difficult for Justin Herbert, who loves to hang on to the ball and try to make plays in the pocket or get outside of the pocket. I mean, it's going to be a fight for him all day long, and he is going to have to protect that football, or they're going to have to lean on the running game, Marion Hampton, or get the ball out quick to targets like, McConkey or McConkey, Keenan Allen, stuff like that. They're going to have to find a way to get ahead early in this game, I think, and then try to run the ball. Otherwise, if this turns into a drop back passing game for Justin Herbert, he is prone to turn the ball over. And Kyle, I know you're feeling that. So yeah, it's an interesting game, but it's going to be about who can get to the passer more, the Chargers or the Texans, the ball.
So first of all, I think that was a very, very solid breakdown, very accurate. I think not too, out there, and yet he stuck to the truths and the continuity of the both teams this year. That said,
he broke it down pretty well.
Right, he did. That said, I want two things from you. Number one, Seth Rollins as a potential sports commentator. Do you think he has the chops based on, you following him over the years and hearing him in different, places, ESPN, Iceman Show, all these different things? Do you think that a guy who's been hurt quite a bit, who seems to be at a point where he is closer to the end of his career than he is the beginning, does he have it to be the Pat McAfee in reverse?
I mean, kind of, yeah. I've heard him break down things like that before, and he's pretty knowledgeable. I mean, he's an Iowa guy that all they have is the Hawkeyes and the Cyclones, so they,
well said.
They're well versed in sports. He likes the Bears, so he already is a believer in football history. And just off his breakdown right there, it's pretty solid to me. I feel like he could do not Pat McAfee-esque and hosting his own thing, but I could see him being somebody like that, like a Rappaport, like a Peter Schrager, like a who am I trying to think of? Like a Dan Orlovsky type, just somebody to give their take, give their opinion, and hit every show, and then give his breakdown and just do the next show. Doing something like this, he's perfect.
Yeah, I agree. I agree so much. I think that he's in a position where he has put in enough solid work in these kinds of positions that he's got to have the confidence of the NFL Network or of ESPN. You know what I mean? And that's the other part about it, is like bringing in guys from other sports, like, the interest, drawing them, trying to convert fandom, right? That is something that I feel has been completely overlooked, especially in the Vince era. See, for Vince, football, the NFL, they were a competitor. They were something to take a shot at every chance they got, right? There was something to ignore and pretend like it didn't exist in the world between the months of September and, February. That said, though, it's changed a lot, with their sports.
They've just started to shake hands more with people like that than anything.
Well said. Yes, they've started to shake hands And that is the ultimate driver of what, this situation is. I don't know. I like it. I like it. And I think that this is the way to, if you're going to elevate wrestling in America, if you're going to elevate WWE in America, right? This is the route, because like they're making connections in every other country, right? And they're trying to elevate in Japan, in Mexico, South America, right? Everywhere they are trying to elevate. But when you trying to do that in America, the place where you got over in the first place, right? How do you do it? And I think this is it, starting to utilize things that used to be a hindrance, right? Football, the NFL season was once a hindrance to the WWE, right?
Yeah.
Today, they should utilize it in a way where it's a benefactor. Pat McAfee has been a huge commercial impact for the WWE. And we keep seeing guys like Halliburton and Brunson and these crossovers that have happened, for the last 30, 40 years now are happening at a rate that I think it's safe to say we could introduce, more celebrities in. Matt, do you think IShowSpeed makes his debut this year?
Yeah, I think in some form of way. If not, he'll make another.
Are you excited about that? Is that something that you think can
Not
be
really.
fun?
I don't really care.
Really?
I'm like,
What if he's really good though?
Yeah, I mean, he could be.
Yo, what's up?
To me,
What's up, Calvin?
It's not like, it's not like something I'm looking forward to. It's like, it's cool. He could do a match, but it's like, people like that come and go. At the same time, there's few. Like the line from a Tyrese Halliburton to a Bad Bunny is a very like thick line between those two people.
Well fucking said, bro. Absolutely. I didn't even think of it like that. You're absolutely right. Because you got like a Brunson who, wrestling training could be a hindrance to his career, to his level, right? Bad Bunny, that's not the way it is. He has the freedom to be able to do that. Look, I think IShowSpeed is a good
He's a phenom, bro, to be able to do the
He
shit
is.
he does so
Bro.
well. Like sometimes first go, he's cool, he's great, but it's not like for my for my demographic, it's not like for me, but for everybody under me, yeah, he's perfect.
Nice. Shout out to Calvin. He said, I always watch the streams. You're a wholesome and brighten in my day. Champ, appreciate that for real. That's like huge type shit. This is what we do it for. You know what I mean? Like nobody making real bread over here. We doing this for that kind of shit, right? To be to have a community where you can come, you know what I'm saying, on the holidays and kick it with us. But man, that's huge for me, bro. I appreciate that. Matt, I'm sure appreciates that. So yeah, man, listen, I think IShowSpeed has a really I think it's different than Logan Paul, right? Logan Paul, I think a lot of people were rooting against him, right, to make something of himself in wrestling, and he overexceeded people's expectations to the point where, like, a guy like IShowSpeed, I think people would root for him, right? I think it would be a little different than it was with Logan Paul, because you see IShowSpeed, bro, this guy is beating world-class runners in sprints. That is ridiculous. That should not be allowed in this world. Physics should not allow for a guy, a runner like IShowSpeed, right, to beat Olympians, to beat pro athletes. No, dude. And so to have a guy like IShowSpeed come into wrestling and really play with the, can I do this? Can I beat him? Can I, over deliver? Oh man, I'm for it, bro. I'm for it. If you troll Matt, I will donate. Don't tell him. Champ. So yeah, I think it definitely could be a really good thing. Matt, I want to ask you, we're doing the end of the year award show on Monday. I got a host of people coming through. I'm hoping you and Mex will also come through. So we're going to use this show to start priming, the names that we're going to see, the faces that we're going to see. And I want to open it up to you. And really, if you want to do wrestling, boxing, MMA, whatever you want, any person, any fighter, any fight, any platform, any promotion, even a feud, a program, anything you want to give love to. And because this is a question that's really big and you might not have like a lot of answers to go right now, or like, you know what I mean? I'll break it down. We'll do it like a little slower, right?
Right.
First and foremost, what is your thoughts on Sports Illustrated giving AEW all the hardware in terms of award season? They gave Hangman and Mox Feud of the Year, Program of the Year, Match of the Year, Wrestler of the Year went to Hangman as well. So let's start there, and then I'll give my point, and then hopefully maybe you have like a couple of names or matches or feuds or whatever by that point.
I mean, like, to me, I don't like that answer that Hangman and Moxley had the best feud, because to me it didn't really like lead to a big result in comparative to like Cody finishing the story. You know, like when Cody beat Roman, the bloodline slowly started to trickle away and it got affected by it. With the Death Riders, Hangman wins, the belt's his. The Death Riders never really went away. They just went on and did something else, and they're still the Death Riders. They still exist as a whole that they are. So to me, and then like that, like the death match itself was exciting. The moment was big. Everything was insane. But it's just the whole story to it. It's not like, I mean, how many people remember what the story was actually about? Like, does everybody remember that Moxley was saying that I'm gonna fix AEW and free all these people and make everybody better? Like, what was he trying to fix? What was he trying to do for the company like that? And then for Hangman to just hold on to it for what? It was like 6 months. That's all he held the belt for. It was like, really, what was the point?
Man, I love that answer. First of all, Calvin, man, introducing, what a great topic. He said, what would y'all do if I gifted $500 for Christmas? Very good question. I would say this. I would be tempted to buy a ticket to the El Paso show in Texas and go and hang out with Matt and Mex and the kids. Probably buy my niece and my brother a ticket and go all the way to Texas for the WWE event just to kick it with the bros. You know what I mean? But also the best events for an adult at my stage as a wrestling fan are live events. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to go to the Royal Rumble again. Mania is always a fucking vibe, but live events are where it's at. That is where you meet everyone. That's where you have fun and you get interactions and things that you wouldn't get from anywhere else. Yes, very personalized. Thank you. That's the exact way to say it. I'm going to show some clips from the live that we went to last, but shout out to Calvin. You're going to go there. Oh shit. Calvin's going to be in the building as well. Awesome. You're going to link up, I'm sure. So, you asking what I'm smoking. This is actually, Rainbow Sherbet, and this is the Zenko. Me and my wife got this for ourselves for Christmas. It does flour and it does concentrates. I fucking love it, dude. It's literally just a double tap push and it fills up. You can see it filling up. The only thing is I need like a top on it or something so it doesn't waste. But yeah, I usually let it get like about 3/4 filled, and then you just drink it like a beverage. I have these two. It came with these two, right? But it came with a third one, and this stick, it goes up, the black one, it goes up this high, so you could put beverages in it, right? Like for example, this beverage from Ryan Garcia called HGH, Healthy Garcia Hydration. And we tried this out. We'll be clipping it and showing everybody what it's like when you take one of Ryan Garcia's patented supplements.
Yeah, but
so anyway, very, very well said.
Bro, I don't really agree with everything that they had because it seems like really biased to just one side of everything.
I was going to ask you that. Did you feel a bias? And you clearly did, right?
Yeah.
And we know Sports Illustrated's tied with a certain.
And what WWE did, because it's not like WWE had a bad year this year, but it's not like it's It's not like everything was bad. You could find the good in some of the things. Like my wrestler of the year is a WWE wrestler, right? But my match of the year
Give him to us.
is to me it's Dominic. Dominic Mysterio is my wrestler of the
Wow.
year.
Wow.
From where he
Wow. I
started-
love it.
Where he started to the moments he had, and to the fact that he's grown into one of the hottest heels in 2 promotions. There's no, in a kayfabe sense, there's nothing bigger than what he did in this sport. But like, like I said, like people will think, oh, you're biased to the WWE. Like my match of the year was MJF taking oh man, I'm blanking on his name right now. What's his name? The match he
Kyle
had
Fletcher.
the match he had in CMLL.
Oh, fuck, dude.
What is his name?
Damn it, that's gonna bother
I'm blanking on his name. Like I honestly just blanked, and I love that match. It was a great match.
I know that was a very good match. That was actually a very good show for him. Let me see. I got you. Go for it.
But yeah, like that's my match of the year, And then like my up and comer is Kyle Fletcher. I like just like you, I see the potential that Kyle Fletcher has coming. What he's
Love
developed.
that pick. Love it. Great pick, dude. Great pick.
So it's like
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I have more of the mixed bag of everything that comes. And I feel like everything is always going to be biased to one side to get the benefit from just that side.
Understood. Yeah, I agree.
So it's like, what's the real point of trying to say all these things? It's weird. But yeah, to me, I feel like Sports Illustrated was just biased towards one side of the spectrum of it.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I do. I think it did feel a little biased or a lot biased in some ways. But you know what I will say? I will say that I'm not saying I appreciate it, but I will say that it doesn't bother me as much as this usually would, only because we've seen such bias with WWE that it was actually kind of nice to see a bias towards, one of the smaller companies. That said, it doesn't feel authentic. You know what I mean? Because again, this isn't a biased take from an unbiased source. Sports Illustrated has specific connections, with AEW and the people that own AEW that make
they interview their wrestlers all the time.
Exactly. And not only that, they rated John Cena's final year in F. Okay. They gave Triple H a D-, I think it was, for his creative for the year. They put out an article at the end of the year. Is Triple H really the booker we thought he was? Something like that, right?
Yeah.
It was
like they're saying that like AEW didn't have their worst year last year. Like, what did they say about them? Like, it's not like it was like a full-on bash like they're doing to the WWE. They're like, oh, it could be better. They had moments. Like, it's the same shit over here. Like,
bro, you're so
WWE
right.
had moments, but it could be better. But yeah, it was MJF versus Mystico, by the way, at the anniversary
Mystico,
show.
that's who it was.
And to me, that was the
best title versus mask.
The best match of the year. That was it for me. I loved it. It had everything you want in a match, and the clash of styles was perfect, and it told a great story. And the fucking heat that MJF had was incredible. Yeah, see? Thank you. Best match of the year, MJF Mystical was one of the best. One of the best.
And shout out to Calvin, bro, because look, when I started this show, right, I came from the Boxing Voice. And for anybody that ever followed me or watched the Boxing Voice back then, they know that was Ness's show, right? I was always a co-host. And look, I got paid, so I'm not complaining, like, not at all. Ness didn't owe it to me to help me build a show or nothing like that. I was an employee, right? But when I started on my own, I had no help, right? I mean, that's not true. I had a lot of help, but I didn't have anybody I could really like turn to all the time. I would take turns asking people advice, like, oh, what, audio mixer should I get? What mic should I get? What kind of mic or what kind of VPN or whatever, it's like a bunch of million different questions. And I'll say it that whenever I started, I got a piece of advice from somebody that I really admire, really respect, that has had a ton of success in this game. And he said, Mario, you're starting from scratch. You need to cultivate your community. You need to cultivate. Do not make the mistake that every streamer makes and just getting numbers and clicks and getting followers. You want to get rid of anybody in your community that doesn't fit the narrative, because they will be the thing that makes it toxic, and they will be the thing that draws in the toxic shit. And they've been so right. And it's so funny that they told me that, and it's come true. I don't come out here begging or asking people who are WWE, AEW fans to follow. I just ask you to follow. But look, Calvin, fan of both, bro. A fan of both. Not because I cultivate it, because this community cultivates it. Because we don't have fun sucking WWE dick. Or, oh shit, my bad. He didn't hear me, right?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna start remembering the kids are there. Okay. I'm not mad at them, but at the same time, I don't want to have a conversation with you. Why? You know what I'm saying? Like let's say like I want to learn all about cars, right? I want to learn all about cars. Why would I have a 2-hour conversation with somebody who knows everything about bikes? Could it be helpful to a degree? Maybe a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's wasting my time to have people that A, I don't agree with, and B, I think need some psychological help. A lot of them do. And I would rather have 25%, right? I would rather have 10% of the following I could have in a year, as long as that 10% are all authentic people, real people, not bots, real people who actually appreciate the sports that I appreciate. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And shout out to Calvin. You said it. He said it. And a few other people have said it as well. MJF versus Mystico. And I think that is the difference between guys like you, hardcores, making these picks, and the rest of the people that are doing this just trying to get clicks, just trying to piss people off, right? Nobody in their right mind would pick Cody and Cena as the best match of the year, except for the people that are looking to get engagement and have people fight on their comment boards. That said, Matt, you picked the match of the year, the wrestler of the year, which I love the choices, which I'm sharing on X and IG as we speak. Now I want to know, Matt, who ished the bed the worst? And I didn't say it because little man's right there, even though he can't hear. I'm just going to keep the little guys in my brain from now on so that I don't get crazy and say weirdo shit that they shouldn't be hearing. So that said, who was the okay, we said wrestler of the year, best of the year. Who was the blunder of the, I don't know. Let's just say the worst of the year.
The blunder of the year,
or like the worst wrestler of the year, or like
nowhere.
Okay. Yes, I wanted to incorporate everything. Like honestly, I wanted to incorporate everything you think of when it's worse. So like obviously, if I say that, a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're gonna go off of the guy that had the worst promo, the guy who had the worst match, the guy whose feud went nowhere." Yes, that all should be accounted for. But I also want you to account for the things that you only would like. I want this to be super personable. Like I want this to be a choice that you would give, and that's it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't give a shit about anybody else, what everybody else said. If you wanted to pick Cody, you know what I'm saying? Like, just give me your pick and then your reasoning, because I know you're gonna rock it.
My blunder of the year is the Copeland and Cage reunion, because it really went nowhere.
Whoa! I did not expect that.
They got together.
Wow.
Right? They got back together. They had the first tag match, and like they had to make changes.
Cook.
People got hurt for their first one, right? They got the revenge for Christian taking down his old family, right? And then it got kind of spoiled because you had Luchasaurus fill in as a heel, but then immediately later in the same show, he was a babyface with Jack Perry.
Yikes. Ugh, that's so gross.
They have one match with FTR, that's it. And then they attack Cope's wife, and then to just, for Cope to just be like, "Oh man, this is dangerous. I gotta protect my family. I need to leave." And to just fucking leave Christian there. And he's like, and then nothing else comes from it. Christian just disappears too, and they kind of just, there's nothing else. What came from that storyline? There wasn't a series of matches. There wasn't tag titles out of it. there wasn't like a massive moment other than them two getting back together. Nothing really came from that storyline, bro. And to me, it's that's my answer. Is the Cope Cage reunion? It flopped bad.
Wow. I just want to let you know that I am very grateful for you when you come in, you come on, and you never regurgitate the bullshit that everybody else says. In this game, Matt, I would say like 8 out of 10 times when you have somebody, even somebody who has a big audience, guest spot, usually they're just going to give you the talking points from their fan base, right? And it's like it happens with politics, obviously, wrestling, boxing, football, everything. Everybody always does that, right? If your fans expect you to shit on the Cowboys nonstop, even if you cover like hockey, but they just know that you're a Cowboy hater, the Cowboy haters will flock to you, follow you, but they expect you to hate. You get what I'm saying? You have never been like that, dude. You come out here and you don't give a shit who finds what you say offensive or who. And by the way, nobody should find it offensive. It's just your opinion, and it's a good one. And you back it up with real shit.
Take, bro. I'm not just trying to like farm
to pop a click.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not just trying to farm engagement through hate. There's people that do that, and good for you. You can do that, bro. But I'm giving like my legit take. Like I could be that person that shits on a certain fan base or just wants to be one way just so I can get the other side to engage me. But that's not really my thing, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like watch like for the people that don't believe that, go watch my show and you'll hear me give honest takes about teams that you might think I hate on, but they're honest fucking takes.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you something real quick. Hold up. So I don't forget it. I've been doing this thing where I start writing down shit because I smoke too much. Hey, shout out to Calvin. He asked, are you streaming on anything else? Yes, and we appreciate you asking because I always forget to, chop up all the other spots. But we are on IG right now. Shout out to Dr. XYZN XZYN. Shout out to Dr. Zen Champ. Appreciate you, and we appreciate you following throughout the year. You came on, you tapped in IG a lot. We're gonna start making IG a much bigger part of the show. We're gonna be streaming to IG only on certain days. We have a new schedule coming out that's gonna have TikTok only days, Twitch streaming, gaming only days, where we're not gonna do news, we're not gonna do anything. It's just literally gonna be gaming and streaming, and that's it. Hopefully Matt and I can tap in on a lot more of that stuff. And shout out to Kins in the chat. Shout out to Kins. She's come on like once this year, but you know what? We love it. But yeah, we are on YouTube and TikTok and IG. So anybody who is watching on any of those streams or platforms, please go to Twitch, go to YouTube, go to X, go to Facebook, go to IG. All right. And it's at Infighting FX, which is shorthand for Infighting Exchange, spelled Infighting FX on all platforms. And it's Mario Mungia, Mungia, on all platforms. And as for Machine Gun Matt, the wrench of the year, all right, tell them where they can go, Matt.
Oh, yeah, me, right. You can go to Talking About Radio, youtube.com/Talking About Radio. We're live every Monday. We're live every Wednesday. Twitch.com, Matt_Garces. We're going to go live on TikTok soon as we can figure out what we're going to do there. But for sure, Monday we will be live. Obviously, we're going to preview the college football playoff second round. We're gonna review the week.
I can't wait.
NFL, and then we're gonna start incorporating more basketball because the basketball.
I need help with my parlay, Matt. So I gotta watch that show because I need to take advantage of some of those college football. I won't say easy because at this stage none of them are easy. But
no, the second round is gonna be a lot more competitive.
It's gonna be a lot more competitive. But there are some locks.
No. Oh yeah, there's
no locks.
A
couple locks. Okay, good. Thank God.
Indiana's the lock.
This is Monday's show, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Monday's show we're gonna go over.
Indiana's a lock. Ohio State should be a lock. Georgia should be a lock. The most interesting matchup is that Oregon and Texas Tech matchup because that was only at -1.
Very interested.
Oregon, so it's close.
And it's funny. I will say, like over the last 20 years. Oregon and Tech have I'm not going to say there've been like identical styles or anything like that, but they've utilized similar techniques in the world of college football, right? Especially in the SEC era,
Yeah.
it was like big or go home, right? None of these little colleges were ever making it. Yeah, when you have a line that stacks up as a junior NFL line, okay,
Yeah.
you're not beating that squad. It doesn't matter how good your other guys are. But when you are teams like Oregon and Tech throughout the years that have gotten creative and utilized faster play, more speedier, not in the West Coast style either. I mean, it was more of a blend type of thing. I really appreciate both those teams in the last few decades and how they've gotten creative when it comes to really competing at the highest level with schools that were A, paying fucking people, and B,
Bro, here's the
completely
thing, bro.
unfair in that
And
aspect.
even to answer Calvin's thing right there, right? You got to understand that being able to pay, everybody having the ability to pay, makes the playing field level. Because people like Nick Saban, people like Dabo Sweeney, they're not gonna get with the times. Like I said, look at Dabo and Clemson. Clemson was a powerhouse and they were playing for national titles, and now they're terrible because they don't want to pay. They don't want to get with the program. But if you have somebody like in Texas Tech's case who gets like a Cody Kessler who's able to just pump millions and level the playing field out, now you make it more interesting. Now you really, in terms of what the college football playoff was supposed to be, you give schools like that a true shot to shine and to show what they can do. And schools like Texas Tech, schools like Oregon, schools like Indiana, schools like Iowa, schools like, that can compete now and boost their community, because a school like Texas Tech, that's all Lubbock, Texas has. All their whole identity is tech. Look at College Station. College Station is all Texas A&M. It levels the playing field for everybody to have that fair game. And when the game is fair, that's when people start to try to point out hypocrisy that existed prior. That's why Nick Saban left. He knew what was coming. That's why Dabo Sweeney in Clemson doesn't have success. That's why Penn
Look,
State fired their head coach in the middle of the season because he put his money in the wrong place. But now, the matchups that you have now, in what world nobody would see an Oregon and a Texas Tech playing in a college football playoff, bro? Like Texas Tech had never won the Big 12 in
Yeah,
their life.
okay. Matt, everything you said is true or based within truth. Okay.
Yeah.
And I agree. Paying the players has worked on two levels. One, exactly how you said it, right? Making it more competitive, because when you didn't have the ability to pay people out in the open, you had to focus on other aspects of it, right? And that was, flying guys in the 90s to Miami to get a bunch of strippers to dance on their fucking dick and,
Yeah.
and a bunch of sorority. You know what I mean? It was gross, dude. It was so gross. You couldn't pay them. So you had to do other weirdo things to get them to commit. And a lot of times it was their fucking fathers that were asking for weirdo shit. But anyway, you're absolutely right. The other thing that it worked on was that some of these kids aren't going to make it to the NFL. And if they are, they're going to be third string, fourth string, a lot of arena ball guys over here. Okay. And so it's fair if the NCAA is going to make money on video games and merch and shit, it's only fair that the players that are actually responsible for the product get some sort of compensation. That said, it is bastardized the sport of college football that I feel like was the last pure version of football left. NCAA football, even though it's different in a lot of ways. In fact, I don't even feel like it's the same sport sometimes. When you talk about, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, push out rules, overtime, which in my opinion, college football overtime is the best overtime in the way it used to be, was the best that had ever existed. That was awesome. I love being able to go into the goal, to the red zone. You know what I mean? Like, just awesome. It's ugly now. It's gross now. And it feels like there are things that we don't know more today than ever before, which is weird because it was a secret you had to keep when you were paying people back then.
See, to me, I feel like
I think
it's not
Calvin's right in that regard.
To me, it's not ugly anymore because a team like a Clemson, a team like a Alabama, a Georgia, a team like USC, they can't hoard players like they used to. Like, think about how many players got looped into some underground contract where they would sit for 3 years just to get their opportunity to start and wait. Now And then granted, like it is ugly in the fact that some of these college deals like are very shitty. Some of these college kids are getting played and like they're selling their likeness away. But at the same time, like I said, the more important part for the sport is that it leveled the playing field completely. And now it's not like, the automatic answer isn't Alabama. The automatic answer isn't Georgia, isn't just Ohio State. You can have, it's not going to have a Cinderella like they want it to. Like a JMU or a Tulane had zero fucking chance and had no reason to be in there. Which, if you watch the show, you saw me go off on them for that because it was like, bro, nobody in the college football playoff should have been at a minus 10,000. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's
But the fact
crazy.
that, like,
Crazy.
you get your Texas
And
Tech,
that's not even a UT. Because people use that as a UT. That's not a UT fan making a point, right? That
at
is
the
a
same time, like,
person who watches football and knows what they were trying to do with this college. I
Yeah.
lived through the shittiest version of fucking college football championship. All right,
like at
they're
the
just
same
trying to
time,
get it right now.
not even like just leveling the playing field, but like it breathes life into former programs like like A&M, like Miami, like USF, like fucking Oregon. It breathes the life back into those programs to where it brings them back to prominence. Like I know a lot of people don't care, but look how many 5 stars West Virginia just pulled from Penn State. Like that's insane. Like
Yeah, that is
who the
crazy.
fuck was going to
Crazy.
West Virginia 2 years ago? Nobody.
In Penn State. Yeah, exactly, bro. No,
You'd
you're
rather go
so
to Penn
right. Listen,
State.
listen, this is why I watch your show. This is why this is why I've been telling everybody I know, including my brother, my cousins, to go and sub to you and watch your show because you give a level of bipartisan, unbiased opinion that doesn't really exist very much out here in these sports streets. Most big time podcasters and live streamers in the sports realm have been bought and paid for by that point, right? You don't make it to the level of the top level unless you have somebody who wants you to be saying certain things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's wrong, right? Everybody got to make bread. Everybody has the right to, succeed in this world, especially in America. But the whole aspect of this should be away from fanboy shit, right? That's who I've tried to be
Bro,
as long as I can have been covering this sport. And do I got a lot of shit here? Yeah, because I am a fan at the end of the day. Yes, I'm a fan, but I don't root for people no more. You know what I mean?
Bro,
And it's like Calvin just said, it's weirdo shit now.
yeah, bro, but it's like that Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, Teddy Atlas
Yeah.
way of giving takes. That shit don't work no more, bro.
I know exactly where you're going with that.
It doesn't work.
And they
anymore.
ruined it.
People
They
just
ruined
want
it.
people just want your honest thoughts and
Take,
no
yes.
take. But it's like, to me, like I said, I'm gonna give my proper opinion, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull a John Cena and tap out. I'm gonna get to this Christmas party.
Champ, appreciate
Shout
you,
out
big
to
dog,
you,
for
Mario.
real.
Shout out to everybody that linked in up on the Twitch. Shout out to everybody that clicks onto the channel. If you're looking for my channel, Talking About with Matt Garces, you'll look for this logo if it fucking fades in. If not, I'll send it to you. You look for that.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Mario. Shout out to our friends over at Infighting FX, as we always shout y'all out. Tune in Monday, post week, 17 recap, NBA recap, college football round 2. I'll check y'all out on the next one, man. Peace.
Champ, appreciate you, Matt. For real, for real. You are the champ, bro. For real. Coming through last minute after Christmas, man. And he got them kids, dog. Oh, and the one thing we didn't talk about, I wanted to ask him how much he loves his brother right now. That man got them all tickets, him, the kids, bro. That's real deal shit. I remember when my brother he got tickets to go to the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And when he turned 21, when we all started going out, like that era, Red Hot Chili Peppers were like the band. Like, I feel like every age I have like a music or a band or an artist that kind of define. I mean, everybody has that, right? But like for me, the Red Hot Chili Peppers define like 22 to like 25-ish, 24. I was like our music that we listened to going out. And so anyway, they were coming to San Antonio and my brother got us tickets, just me and him. It was one of the best shows. Actually, it was the best show I've ever been to from a music standpoint. But it was one of like my favorite memories as an adult. Like, you know, me and him, because look, all he's got is my niece, right? He has one daughter, that's it, and then he has and then his girlfriend has a son. And I don't have any kids, you know what I mean? So it's not like we've always had kids around, but it's like we've always catered to my niece, everything, whether we're watching wrestling, you know, like if I would get home from work or school or whatever, and it was like 7:30 or like not even, it would be like 7:10, right? 10 minutes of Raw has gone by, like 5 minutes of actual content, because the first 5 minutes is just recaps. And I would get home and she's watching wrestling, the sport that I introduced her to, but she wouldn't rewind it for us. No. We couldn't rewind it because she was watching it live. She had to watch it live, you know? And so it's like catering to the kids is awesome. But when you get to have the guys trip, you know, that's awesome. And not even like the raunchy, like I'm not talking, look, the hangover trip is fun, but it gets played out, right? Like they were way too old doing that shit, right? If you are a certain age getting a face tattoo because you were so drunk the night before, I don't care how much Rufalin is in your system. That's like you're doing too much, champ. You are doing too much. Nobody going to Vegas to be hungover for 5 days. You know what I mean? Like I would rather have a tamer time, right? In the sense of like keeping my shit together, right? As opposed to losing your shit. And so I say all that to say that shout out to Machine Gun Man. Shout out to Abe Gonzalez. Shout out to FightsATW.com. If you are a fan of wrestling or boxing, combat sports, or if you are a fan of those things and are looking to bet a little bit of money safely and always responsibly, then tap into fightsatw.com. That's fightsaroundtheworld.com, fightsatw.com, where I write covering WWE weekly Raw, SmackDown recaps, as well as the latest PLE. In fact, if you missed out on watching the AAA show, go to fightsatw.com. Look up my latest article from 2 weeks ago where I covered the AAA show headlined by Dom Mysterio and El Grande Americano taking on Rey Mysterio and Rey Fenix. That was supposed to be the reunion of the Lucha Bros, but Penta was injured and unable to compete. Yeah, so we got a lot of different stuff. Have you thought about having kids? You know, I always wanted kids. I can't have kids, I don't think. I've never been actually tested. Like I've never gone to the doctor to get like a test to see if my shit's fertile, but that's not really the problem. So when I was born with a hole in my stomach, and they had to repair all of that. And then by the time I was 5, they had to design my organs in a certain way. I'm not like bionic or anything, but I have parts of my bladder, parts of my kidneys are non-organic matter or non-organic material. They are like kind of bionic shit. So anyway, that was, you know, they fixed everything. And then I was stabbed with sort of like a crowbar type of instrument when I was in my teens, and it fucked up. It like scratched along the side of the urinary tract, or I guess the part that connects to the urinary tract. So I say all that to say that the muscle that shoots sperm, mine was damaged. So it's more of a situation of firing hard enough or firing strong enough to get to the goal line, if that makes sense. But I don't think it's a question of fertility though, because even though these records are permanently sealed for the protection of others, I have gotten past the goalie before in high school. So this wasn't a situation where I've never been able to have kids, or like I was born without the ability to have them. It was more of a situation where the injury combined with pre-existing medical trauma makes it so that I just don't think it's the factor. But I got a niece, you know, I helped raise her, you know what I'm saying? Like, I also took care of my grandma in my mid-20s. I quit. I was working as a publicist in boxing, as well as a journalist in boxing and MMA. And so I quit. I was like 26. I quit both of my jobs to start taking care of my grandma. I'm not saying that that's like having a kid, but in a lot of ways it kind of is. You know, I was her provider, and yeah, bro, old people are kind of like kids, like taking care of them. I mean, they're kind of like children. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not trying to compare the two. I'm just saying that there is some connection, I think. So I guess that's to say, like, I've not ever been without the responsibility. Canelo. Plus, I have this really, really fat dog. Canela, come here. Come here. Come on. Everybody wants to see how much weight you've lost. Come on. All right. There we go. Say hi, Canela. When she licks her lips, you know she wants a snack. Oops, I shouldn't have said that word. Now she's not going to stop looking at me. Okay, watch. All right. You want a nacky? Beg. Canela, beg. Sit. Beg. Beg. You want a nacky? Beg. Beg. Come on, sit. All right, she's going to make me actually get her a snack before she does it, so I'll go get one. You're embarrassing me in front of everyone. There's millions watching. Oh, yeah, she wants the shit out this. Come here. Yeah, I will. All right. Come here. Beg. Good girl. Good girl. You'll see her. Come here. Beg. Good girl. It's right there. I just dropped it in front of you, dummy. Beg. Good girl. Yeah, so she's fat, but it's like a kid. It's like having a kid who is horrible diabetes and needs insulin shots. No, I'm just kidding. She doesn't. I don't know why I joked that, because that could definitely happen. If she ends up becoming diabetic, I am going to chop my leg off. All right. Tell me the story about the crowbar thing. I don't really have a lot of time for it, but I was a teenager. We were playing basketball near my grandmother's, who I used to live with, and hence the reason I took care of her, because she took care of me. Me and my a few family members and my some friends were playing basketball. A group of kids who had a problem with some of the other people we were playing basketball with that I didn't know at all. This was different stuff based off of different neighborhoods that I didn't live in. It was none of my business. It was like 3 of them, and there was like, I don't know, maybe 20 of us. I mean, there was like 8 of us playing, but there was like another dozen people, like with us, like that came with different groups, like watching or around or just shooting around. It was like one of those big pavilion basketball courts. So like shooting on the other hoops and stuff, like the vertical and the lateral ones. And so they left. They're like screaming, talking shit from like 50, 100 yards away. And I think nothing of it. I'm like, these guys are just, it wasn't uncommon during that time to get the gayest people on planet, which were gang members that had nothing, like there was no benefit to them being in gangs, right? These were just people who lived near us, who called themselves Crips or Bloods, despite the fact that rarely did they live in neighborhoods that ever even claimed those colors. They're just fake tough guys, kids that didn't have father figures. Honestly, a lot of these guys, a lot of these kids, even the guy that got me, even the kid that got me, I feel sorry for, right? Like my dad raised me. That's why I don't act like a fucking idiot on stream. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these other dudes, right? I don't know the life of Neon or clavicle or whatever the fuck his name is, or any of these like rich kids, right, on stream. All I know is that most of them are like really young. They've been doing it since they were really young. And so it's like, how could you have lived a life? You know what I mean? Like, anyway, whatever. But the point I'm trying to make is a lot of them, it's really just they didn't have any male figures in their life. Like I had older cousins, right? I'm the older brother. So I had a responsibility to my younger brother to not be a dipshit. But then my older cousins felt a responsibility for me not to be a dipshit. You know what I mean? So it was like that thing. Anyway, they're talking shit to a group of guys. Those group of guys talk shit back to them. They're about 100 yards away, and all of a sudden they fucking run, leave. About maybe 30 minutes go by, and a car comes by, calls out a set. Not sure what it was, not sure who it was for. Several of them ran, and indicated that there would probably somebody follow with a drive-by or something like that, which again was common during that time. So we were like, fuck. And this happened probably like twice a month. We're like, fuck, basketball's over with. So we're going through the back neighborhoods to get to my grandmother's so that, we could avoid any cars that may have identified us as being with the people there. But again, we were just playing basketball. I was really good in baseball. My brother was even better. My cousin was one of the best trumpet players in the city. Like we weren't dipshits. You know what I mean? We just like playing sports. And unfortunately, it was a time for a lot of Billy badasses that also were out there. And so anyway, we cut through an alley. And it just so happens that the 3 or 4 kids that we originally saw that basically started everything had come back with another, I don't know, 6 to 8 people. It was about a dozen of them, 10 to 12. And it just so happened that one of the people that they called was somebody who I had gotten to a fist fight with. It was this big fat black kid, because him and another dude bullied a kid who was my brother's friend. And I saw them, I said something, they didn't like it, and I ended up dropping the big fat black kid. When he saw me, I saw him pull something out from like his side, and he was a big fat black kid in big ass sweatpants. So he like reached in to his big ass sweatpants and pulled something out that was about that big. I knew he was going to come straight to me, and I saw him with the weapon. So I automatically started like circling around, like trying to stay out of his way. So I'm moving backwards, but I'm keeping my eye on him. And I'm moving for like maybe 3-4 seconds. And then boom, I hit something hard. Like, and it was 2 other kids that were with him that he knew that were from his neighborhood. And they just grabbed my arms. Like I literally hit, and then I tried to move forward, and my arm, both of them had him. So I looked and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm fucked. So he's coming close to me. He's like maybe 10 feet away. And I end up getting loose one of my arms, just like pulling it. And then threw a backhand, never thinking I was going to hit anything. Hit the fucking kid square in the nose, to the point where I actually fucking hurt my finger. And I have a little scar you probably can't even see on camera. Maybe you can. Right here. Nope, not gonna come out. So anyway, I hit him, and then when he went down to like grab his nose, I went to turn to push the other kid away. And by that point, that black kid was right next to me. And he's throwing his arm like this. I remember seeing him do this, and it wasn't hurting. He hit me like several times, and it didn't hurt at all. But the kid I was tussling with my arm, he did hit, and it hurt. So I'm fighting around with them, and I keep feeling this kid fucking hit me like this in the back. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it doesn't even hurt, like nothing. So a few people that we were with ended up getting into another fight, and there's probably like, I don't know, a dozen kids just fighting in the middle of the street at this point, or like close to it. I remember somebody came out and said something, and everybody ignored. And then about 2 other houses came out, got involved, and we heard somebody fire a gun, which later I found out was somebody firing into the air. It was one of our neighbors just trying to clear the scene. So I'm like, oh shit, that was crazy. Everybody's like, oh fuck. And we're walking maybe 20 yards, and somebody's like, dude, what the fuck is that on your shirt? And it was just this like maroon stain from the color of the shirt. And I lift up, and he got me right here. If you ever seen the stab wounds, like when it's like a thing that goes in, so the skin, it laps over. You see, so like if I pull it out, you could see the actual scar itself, but you can't really see it because it flaps over. And it's not because I'm fat, because I fucking have lost like 25 pounds this year. It's always looked like that. I weighed $125 when I was a freshman in high school, and it always overlapped like that. Later, I would see other people's stab scars, and I realized, and again, this is for like Google images and shit. I realized that happens. And what the doctor said was basically like, it depends on how the puncture wound occurred. And because the thing that he used was like a mini crowbar, it had like 2 pointed ends that went out. It not only punctured, but on the way in, it actually tore the cartilage into the skin. So like if this is your skin like this, right? And it's nice and tight, and it gets punctured in these 2 ends like that, basically what happens, and you tear the tissue, it starts to turn in like that to heal. So it heals, but you have to like pull the skin apart to see the healing. So it happens like inside, the skin folds over. So again, you can see how it's like folded over. You see? As opposed to opening it and you can see the scar. So I ended up getting stitched up. I want to say it was like, I think it was 11. That might be too much. I don't remember how many stitches I got now. I don't. But the problem wasn't the puncture. The problem was he used because it didn't really go deep. But the problem was the tool he used was shaped in a certain way that it really just fucked up a really specific spot on my body that I was not that like obviously nobody should be stabbed or hurt in that way, but I was more vulnerable to that situation than like 99% of people. You know, like probably like 99.999%. There's probably like 5 other people on this planet right now that were as vulnerable to that situation as I am. Wait, that's not fair, because there are people with like crazy, like, or not crazy, but like unfortunate, like, you know, what are they called? Ash. What do you call the thing that I was born with? The hole? It's called a what? Congenital anomaly. That's what they're called. They're called congenital anomalies. So the fact that I was born with this congenital anomaly made that situation a lot worse. Have you ever had abusive timeline? Wait, what? I don't understand that one, Calvin. Dude, I'm gonna get off here. Have a good night. Hey, champ. I appreciate it, Calvin. I appreciate you being with us for real, tapping in. And I appreciate you you know, talking and chatting and asking. And you know, I'm never afraid to talk about shit ever. But I'm not like, you know, this is for wrestling and like like it's gonna be rare that I just offer up a piece of my personal life unsolicited. You know, I've talked about the stabbing before on the Boxing Voice. I've talked about it before on live. I've never told the story. Never. I've told like parts of it. And I left out like a lot of different little things you know, that go along with it. But yeah, I just have a very my experience, my life has led me to a place where like I've deconstructed everything. Like I loved hip hop. Hip hop was everything to me. Like I'm actually a really good rapper, which I know a lot of people find funny when they first hear that, but I'm actually really fucking good. You know, I was a champion rap battler for the Boxing Voice for like 4 years, and really it was like way longer than that. If you count people that would call into the show and challenge me to a battle rap, dude, I held that title for like 6 years. Now, if you only count the league, right, the actual battle league that I was in, that we started or tried to start, if you count only that, then it was like 1.5 years, 2 years that I was champion, that nobody ever beat me. So again, I only say that to say that it's like I loved it. I loved it. I thought it was an art. I thought Tupac was an artist, right? But then it's like I look at it now and I'm like, damn, that was fake as shit. Like hip hop was nothing but propaganda. Like if you've seen the P. Diddy documentary, bro, you know how full of shit the entire fucking rap game was. Like Tupac Biggie is probably one of the most monumental happenings in all of sports. I mean, in sports, in all of rap. Okay. That battle was like the Monday Night Wars for rap, right? Like the Monday Night Wars sparked 2 things. One, it sparked interest to casuals, right? Because they know that WCW don't fuck with WWE and WWE don't fuck with WCW, right? So like seeing them fight that out, that brought in more eyes. Same thing with the rap battle between Biggie and Tupac, right? They're seeing these magazines with East Coast, West Coast beef, and they think it's like gang wars and all this crazy shit, right? And in the end, it was all bullshit. It was all propaganda, right? Tupac was a thespian. This guy didn't go to some fucking crazy, high school in Compton with a body count for every fucking year. This isn't he didn't go to some like Harlem or Brooklyn or Bronx, like crazy ass, like hood ass school. This dude went to a fucking thespian school, like an art school in Baltimore. He was no more a blood than fucking John Cena. Like, what? This dude was not a gang member. And yet, you go and you listen to the interviews, right? Early in his career, he sounded like a black activist. He sounded like a Panther almost, right? He was talking about equality, and he had songs like Brenda's Baby, and he wanted to be something powerful to the movement of hip hop that had a reverberating effect on black community is really and black America in general. But then he ended up just being exactly what they wanted him to be, right? What every single suit that was getting paid off of his records wanted him to be. And that was the scary black dude, right? That the black dude that was scaring America, and politicians had to say something about him because he's so scary and his music is so horrifying and so dangerous and blah, blah, blah. And it was like all bullshit. All of it was just bullshit. Propaganda at the highest level, and does all hip hop exist that way? No, like I'm a fan of De La Soul, right? In my opinion, one of the greatest groups of all time. What I'm saying? Q-Tip's group, Little Faction, right? Obviously one of the greatest of all time. But it's just like you watch all the most popular shit of hip hop, and it's like bullshit. Even Diddy, look at this motherfucker acting like him and Biggie were like best friends. He made Biggie's estate pay for his funeral. Listen to me. I'm sure you've heard of this by now, right? It's all over TikTok and everywhere else. Diddy said, I want Biggie's funeral, right? A funeral that he basically caused with starting all this shit with Pac and keeping everything running the way he did. Not that he was the only one responsible. Suge Knight was a big giant piece of shit as well. But you look at it all and you look at everything that transpired from it. He said, I want Biggie to have the biggest funeral in New York. All spare no expense. Have him go out there and have him be everything. Hey, champ. I appreciate you, Calvin, for real. Yeah, there has been and that's the thing is like all this shit is based on, what I'm saying, like trauma, like violence type stuff. You know what I mean? And because like America knows, or not America, well, yeah, I guess America, but like people that propagandize and the people that get paid at the top of the level in all things entertainment, sports, whatever, they utilize all this shit against us. You know what I'm saying? Like I got hurt when I was a kid because a bunch of fucking kids listened to No Limit and fucking Tupac and a bunch of bullshit that they thought they had to emulate or they thought was a measure of a man. And instead of this genre of music teaching people, no, this is the bullshit. This is how you're going to get hurt, by thinking you have to stand up to somebody because they stepped on your shoe. What the fuck kind of logic is that? You know what I'm saying? Like you got to have a beef with somebody because they wore a color. And here's this. You want to hear the most retarded thing about gang members? They pick like the two colors that are always worn. Like if you're going to be a gang and have this like secret, like only we wear this color, then make it fuchsia, you fucking dipshits. Like, fucking make it like some weird salmon pink that nobody fucking wears. Not women, not men, not trans people. Nobody wears this color. So go and wear that. Red and blue, you fucking morons. Like you might as well pick black and white. Like what kind of dipshits make their gang colors red and blue? So you could just kill everybody, literally. Like, look, accidentally wearing red. Didn't even mean it. Am I going to get shot in the wrong neighborhood? That's fucking retarded. And instead of rappers making songs about how retarded it is to have a loyalty to a neighborhood that is ran by a government that doesn't give a fuck about you, and instead you're going to blame the other poor black kid that lives 3 blocks down. Sorry, dude. I wouldn't even go into all this shit, but it's just so ridiculously retarded. You know, you look at what happened with like King Von and Duck. Those dudes lived in the same place. But you know, I read this book by Malcolm Gladwell called Talking with Strangers. And reading this book and the research that Malcolm Gladwell put into the book, I realized that the vast majority of wars, specifically European wars throughout the 16th and 17th century, that really dominated wars, right? Like they were fighting each other. You know, let me see, I wrote it down because I thought it was such a good piece of information that I would always want to go back to. I do that. And y'all should do that too. It's called the slip box method. Okay. Every day in your phone, or if you get yourself like a little tablet, right? You put down something you learn, right? Just random, whatever, even if it's just an idea, right? And you get these notes in your phone or even physical. Some of us like writing still. And then you go home later and you categorize them by what they are and what they mean, right? So if like you learned a science fact that you want, or like you learned a fact about boxing or football or whatever, right? So you have everything lined out. So then you go and you put the most important notes, things that you actually want to remember in there in a cohesive way, right? So it's not about writing or, you know, doing research or anything like that. These are like 1 sentence, 2 sentence, maybe 3 explaining whatever it is that you're taking notes on. Yo, Calvin, that's big time right there. He said he was in the stream for 3 hours. I didn't even realize I had done 3 for real. But man, I really appreciate that. SmackDown starting at 15 too. I just realized that. But yeah, Calvin is definitely one of the MVPs of the season this year. 2025. He was tapped in Twitch. Kins was on IG Spine all the time. Machine Gun Matt, Abe, everywhere. Of course, bro. Of course I can fucking mod you. Of course. Let me go to Twitch right quick. Hey, we gonna get you modded, and then we gonna give out mogs because you the champ, bro. All right, you champed up, Cal. You champed up for real. I said Mogs. I was just kidding though. I promise I'm not a weirdo alpha bro. But yeah. Listen, we appreciate, you know, everybody who tapped in throughout the year. And again, I appreciate everybody who comes in through the chat, right? Yo, shout out to Steven, bro, who came through so much this year. You know, one of the few returning guests. I feel like, I don't know, honestly, it kind of feels a little bit like shit, or I feel like a little bit like shit because the return rate on callers has been lower than any other year I've done this. I don't even want to tell y'all, but it was like 22%, I think, people that call in and would come back to call in. Well, no, that's not fair. It's not 22% for people that just called in again. That was way higher. But return callers was real low across the board. And it makes me feel like, am I doing something that's like people aren't wanting to engage, or like, am I presenting myself in a way that makes it seem like I wouldn't listen, or I wouldn't like not appreciate? I mean, obviously, like, I appreciate, but I don't know. It just feels like sometimes I'm gonna say it like I'm scaring away callers. I'm not saying that's the case, and I have zero feedback that would suggest it. I think it's just my ego, probably my ego combined with my, with my human desire to be liked. But yeah, it feels like that. I like Twitch, becoming like doing like the partnership thing and all that. It's really been eye-opening. What my numbers suggest, and the show is growing. It's not that I'm not getting subs or likes, and especially like on X and some of the other platforms. And remember, I mean, all of this is based on the fact that they nuked my channel in May. I got my YouTube taken, my X taken, I got my IG taken, my first IG taken. My Twitch got shut down. They booted me on everything, and that felt like weird as shit, right? Because it's one thing for me to make a mistake on a platform, right? But it's another thing for me to make that mistake and then all like come at me at the same time. Like, well, that's how it felt. Twitch on my ass, YouTube not even on my ass. Like, fuck it, bro. We don't need you. We don't want you. X, of all places, X, the place that was like, bro, we're gonna save this place. And yo, nobody's gonna be deplatformed for their opinion. Oh, X is gonna be the Thunderdome. No, it's not. No, it's not. Honestly, it's worse than it was. If it was like a super left, like you can't say anything bad place, now it's a super right. You better not say anything bad place. Because now we're gonna withhold your videos from being shown. We're not gonna let you tap in. Bro, you know how often they try to get me to boost? They never got me to boost, bro. On my old platform, never. And yeah, it was from 2012, but still, I mean, I don't know. Fuck it. Whatever. It don't matter. I just want to again tell everybody that this was a very great year. Appreciative of everybody. But y'all tap in more for real. I want to hear from y'all. I want y'all's opinions on shit. You know what I mean? And you know what else I want to do this year? This is something I want to do for 2026. I want to make fans out of everybody. Now, obviously, like wrestling fans come to the channel, boxing fans come to the channel, MMA fans come to the channel. But I want to put out content that has a chance of crossing them over, right? I know a lot of hybrid fans, but I know a ton of more people that identify in the following way: MMA fans that they hate boxing and wrestling, boxing fans that hate MMA and wrestling fans who, by the way, the wrestling fans are the chillest people, right? They don't hate boxing, they don't hate MMA, they're just bored by them. But yeah, I would like to make fans out of everybody else. I'll be Calv. You're the champ, big dog. You're the champ. You modded everywhere, champ. You know what? You go to YouTube, we're gonna mod you there. We're gonna mod you everywhere, champ. We trust you. We trust you with the keys to the kingdom, champ. All right. We know you're gonna help to further cultivate this community, champ. So yeah, we're very appreciative to you. So listen. We will be live tomorrow for AEW. Okay, I'm going to tell y'all this right now. I am going to make my best effort. Y'all hear me? My best effort to make the Inoue fight. Okay? How much time we got? About 12 hours? About 11, 12 hours? Okay, here's my pledge to you all. I actually have to work. I have 2 articles with deadlines. Oh fuck, I can't remember. They're both by Sunday though, for sure. And these are like, these are like award articles. These are like end of the year articles, which if you've ever done any sort of writing at all, those are like the most difficult because you have to like encapsulate so much and you have to like try to find a bigger narrative at play, right? That's the hardest part about end of the year shit. And then here's the other thing. You don't want to be like everyone else. The YouTube is I'm on YouTube right now. The YouTube is Infighting FX. It's the same. on Twitch and TikTok. Hold up. I'll just put it in the. I'll put the stream. I'll put the link in the thing. Appreciate you asking, champ. For real, for real. Hey, we really do appreciate you asking, Cal, because I always forget. You know, I've done this. I tell people I've done this for a decade, but in reality, it was Ness doing it, right? I was just a co-host on the Boxing Voice. So I never really had to like tell y'all, hey, make sure you subscribe to this, make sure you subscribe to that. All I did was ever talk. You know what I mean? All I ever did was get the topics and create content. But I'm in a situation now. Hey, there he is, champ. There he is. All right, let's go, champ. Let's go. Oh, shit. That's so weird. Oh, I was on the wrong fucking thing. Ha. Yeah, bro. I appreciate the sub on here too, champ, because you know, the YouTube was the hardest one. I mean, the X I have for everybody. That's all right. Go to circle. I give you standard mods on. Oh, okay, cool. Perfect. All right, you wrenched up, champ. You wrenched up, Cal. We got you wrenched up. We got you wrenched up on YouTube, champ. All right. We got you wrenched up. And so like the whole point is that I want to create a more open, more interactive channel / show for this upcoming year. I'm gonna be presenting the show in different ways, right? Like coming from the YouTube / the Boxing Voice era, it was like, okay, here are the topics, right? I'm gonna give you all the topics, and then you tell me what y'all think about it. But I want to change that, right? I want it to be like a flow type of situation, right? Like how a lot of live streamers on Twitch and Kick or who would do like 8 hours, 6 hour shit, right? And they're like following the news as it goes, like live updates and stuff like that. And yeah. I give you the wrench, but I can't. I can only do standard for it's like 24 hours, I think, and then I can up it after that. But yeah, champ. Listen. You are somebody who you know what I'm saying. Like you've been here, and I fuck with you, champ. I really do. So I'll give you, you know what I mean, the powers to take words out and all that shit, bro. Because I trust your No. Don't do that. All right. We still on IG? Yeah. All right. Shout out to Adrian Champ. Appreciate you being tapped in. You need to come on and let us know what's up with the training and everything. All right. So anyway, I want to again remind y'all, I am going to tell y'all I'm going to make the best effort to be live for Anui in 11 hours, 10 hours. And again, I have work, so I'm going to just try to work as late as I can, crash, and then I'll just set an alarm for like every 2 hours. And I think I'll do it. I think I'll get there. Plus, I got to get a workout in the morning too, because I went all week without one. And that's another thing we're going to do, guys. Okay. Please also go to TikTok. We're going to be doing workouts live on TikTok, IG, and Twitch starting a week from Monday. We started that during the summer. A lot of you, I think, got a lot out of it, right? I know a lot of you lost those initial 5 to 10 pounds with me. That was huge. I think I really regret not keeping up with that. I really do, because it was so cool, like having people hit me up and you know, like, hey, dude, I found your workouts, like, blah, blah. I've been working out with you on it. Like, man, that was so fun. And I felt like the momentum for that was really good. And I just got lazy, honestly. But yeah, so we're going to do that. We'll do a new way tomorrow, but we will be live 100% for AW. 6 o'clock, I think it starts. World's In. The card's really good. I think the card is really good. Hey, appreciate you, champ. Cal, peace out. All right, we'll see you tomorrow, champ. Appreciate you. That is Calvin, all right, on Twitch and on YouTube. All right, he is very, very important mod to the show. He's the champ for real, for real. Shout out to him. Shout out to Machine Gun Matt, Super Mex, and shout out to the people that did the guest spots this year. Abe, Woodsy, you know what I'm saying? Jermaine Ortiz, who I reached out to. He's on the co-main event of the Ring 6. You know, he came on the show a couple times. Who else? I'm forgetting people too. Oh man. Shout out to Danny Limelight, who came on as well. Yeah, man, just so many people. You're a bitch. That's funny. Nah, I'm okay. Yeah, no. You can tap in. That's fine. I mean, you don't have to, but okay, I got you. All right, if you want to jump on, it's there. The link's there. So anyway, we'll be live tomorrow. I'm gonna do my best for Inoue. I'm gonna tell y'all really, really hard. I'm gonna try for y'all to be here for Inoue. But regardless, we will be live for AEW at 6. Also might go live for the Texans game. Maybe. We're gonna go watch it at Rob's, who, if y'all have been watching the show, y'all know that we go and watch at Beto's house. And so we'll do that tomorrow. We'll be over there for the AEW and the Texans game. But either way, Monday is the big show. Okay. That is going to be the 29th. Okay. That will be our Monday. December 29th will be our official award show. Okay. End of the year, we'll be doing Wrestler of the Year. We'll be doing Program of the Year. We'll be doing a list of guys as well that I want to give specific shout outs to. I'm thinking about what to call this list. I really don't know. Maybe y'all can help with this, right? The idea is to award people that shouldn't have the award for like Wrestler of the Year. Okay, so example, someone like Javon Evans, someone like Kyle Fletcher, right? Could you put Javon Evans as Wrestler of the Year? No, that's ridiculous, right? Should Kyle Fletcher be Wrestler of the Year? No, that's not even close to remotely accurate. That said, both of them played vital roles within each of their promotions. Kyle Fletcher is probably the most consistent pound for pound wrestler. Banger after banger after banger that kid puts on. Okay, and that's worth something in 2025, and it sure shit should be worth more in 2026. Javon Evans. Should Javon Evans be considered as WWE's Wrestler of the Year? No, of course not. He didn't win any fucking championships or anything like that. But here's the big question. Had anybody worked harder than Javon Evans? Did anybody put more effort into their craft, into their moments? Did anybody take more advantage of the spotlight they were given than Javon Evans? I don't believe that's true at all. I don't believe that's even remotely possible that you could say yes to that. So Javon Evans, I think, deserves to be on a list of something giving some sort of props to the end of the year, right? And Kyle Fletcher, God damn it, he deserves to be on that list as well. You know who else deserves to be on it? Ricochet. I know a lot of you hate him. I know a lot of you think this was one of his worst years and that he ruined his character and all these like terrible things. But man, if anybody worked hard to make himself different, whether it worked or it didn't, and you could say it worked because so many people hate it, by the way. But someone like him deserves it. Anyway, I don't know what to call it. I really don't know how to even present it. You know, what it reminds me of, for those boxing fans out there, right? The hardcores who remember Jim Lampley's show on HBO. So this was post Mayweather era, right? I think even post Pacquiao, maybe. I don't remember. But anyway, it was post Mayweather era on HBO for sure. And he had a list. He called it the Gotti list, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Yeah, it's hard to find, I guess, because HBO takes away everything. Do 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 do. Huh. Mhm. Damn, I was hoping I could find like an example of him talking about it. Overtime. No, that wasn't it. I'll try to find it and then like play it again so that y'all could get the idea of what I'm trying to accomplish here with this. But essentially it was like called the Gotti list, and it was every boxer in the game at that point that was like representative or like best or like matched up to the spirit of Arturo Gotti, right? And if you don't remember Gotti, Arturo Gotti is one of the all-time like warrior fighters, right? That underdog, that he embodies what boxing really sells as its most financially lucrative storytelling element. And that's the theme of being like a blood and guts warrior, right? A guy who's not talented in the sense of like having God-given, athletics or abilities or craft or anything like that. No, this is a situation where a guy is removed from that and yet finds a way to win anyway, or finds a way to capture our hearts, even in loss, right? And Gotti was that guy. He was take two to give one type of fighter. And so many respect him for that. So many have him as a great in their head, despite the fact that he didn't have the best jab, despite the fact that his footwork was flawed, despite the fact that defense for him was, how many of these punches can I take to get one back? All those things made him fun to watch, but it was his determination, his never say die attitude in the ring that made him leagues above the rest. And that's the thing, is in boxing, you have to have some of that, right? You have to have some of that in combat sports. But that's how good Gotti was. That's how much of it Gotti had. That even despite the fact that he was limited or disadvantageous in so many other regards and so many other attributes that he failed when compared to world-class fighters, at that stage in that era. But where he failed, he absolutely succeeded them in the heart department, in the guts department, in the never give up department. And he was so far ahead of guys in that he actually was able to compete with them, despite the fact that he didn't have a crisp jab, despite the fact that he didn't always put his hands together in a way that, was high level or anything like that. Despite the fact that his footwork wasn't always on point, or his ring IQ was mostly based on his distance between the fighter, right? Which is obviously like a high level thing still, but he was behind the 8 ball on so much that it speaks to how big his heart was, that was the only attribute that people really saw that he held over other fighters. And I want to recognize wrestlers in that kind of way. I want to recognize wrestlers beyond the Intercontinental title idea of a workhorse, right? Beyond the idea of winning and losing or titles, right? I feel like Matt, Machine Gun Matt, who was on earlier, if you missed it, you can go back and watch his take. He said Dominic Mysterio was his wrestler of the year. And damn it, I think he's right about that. You know why I think he's right about that? Because ultimately, what he does is work quality no matter what promotion he's on. Think about that for a second. Dom did great work on Raw this year, right? Then he was asked at times to go to SmackDown and make it pop. And there were times where he even went to NXT to elevate the product, maybe more last year, but still. But what he was able to do with AAA, become the face of the crossover, become the face of that bridge. They titled it Worlds Collide, but it was really Worlds Merging, is what WWE and Triple H, WWE and AAA were trying to succeed in doing, right? Is build a bridge, build a hybrid fan. Instead of people who either like wrestling or lucha, create a fan base that sees it as one. Dominic Mysterio did some of his best work this year on WWE, but then did some of the best work in the history of the company in AAA. And that's not to compare him to, Blue Demon or some of the greats, right? Because this is completely different. You can't compare Dominic's work to like Conan's work like 20 years ago. That doesn't work that way, because WWE gives AAA a boost that none of those other guys got a chance to take advantage of. But when Dom was given that opportunity and he was in a position to take advantage of, he did it. He did it, and he passed with flying colors. Not only did he do it, but he helped to put AAA on its own path, separate from WWE to a degree. Yes, they are connected, but they're not the same. You can say that AAA has made far more progress than TNA has done with their partnership. That's not to say AAA is bigger than TNA in America. That's to say that TNA was in a position and then WWE got involved and they raised their position. But they did not raise it as much as AAA did in America, right? Dom Mysterio deserves to be considered wrestler of the year simply based on the work he did in AAA. But when you add in his WWE work, you could say this was a career year for him. And I think that would be an accurate thing to say. I really do. Unfortunately, I don't think that he had any like one feud or program that really stands out. I mean, he did great work with a lot of different people. I thought the AJ stuff was pretty good. But where he highlighted, where he really shined this year was the character development, and specifically as it related to his in-ring storytelling. What he did against Rusev, what he did against Penta, AJ Styles, right? Two of the best performers in the game today. And he was able to cheat his way to victory in ways that felt unique, in ways that felt different. and ways that were separate from what we saw with Eddie Guerrero. So even though Dom's character is an homage to Eddie Guerrero, even though his shtick and his character is based on the lineage of Eddie Guerrero to a degree as well, it's its own thing still, right? And it's youthful. That's the big part about it, right? It's not somebody just trying to redo Eddie. This is a younger take on Eddie Guerrero in a way that Gen Z can get behind, right? In a way that younger kids, Gen Alpha or whatever it's called, the way they can get behind it, right? Appealing to that younger demographic. I think that's the most important aspect today in wrestling. And I think Dom has that, bar none. But again, we will have our award show this Monday, the 29th. This is going to probably run about 3-4 hours. We're going to do a full boxing fighter of the year, round of the year, fight of the year, comeback of the year. We're going to have a full segment and video presentation on all 3 breakout stars of the year. These are Infighting FX's brightest stars to watch for 2026 list as well. So there's just a lot of different things we're going to go over, a lot of different fun segments we have planned. And again, I have so many people coming through, but I want y'all to tap in. I want y'all guys to tell me, right? I'll be honest. I've done this for a really long time. And I've gotten to interview like a lot of like really like big names thanks to being on the Boxing Voice. But the one thing I never had was like a cultivated community of my own, people to be able to like talk back and forth with, right? Because the Boxing Voice was based on, okay, you're going to buy your airtime, right? You're going to pay for your airtime. So it's valuable, right? So some people would pay $20 to speak on the Boxing Voice, right? If I take their minute or 90 seconds or whatever, if I cut into that by trying to create dialogue, then I'm stealing I'm stealing part of their $20. I'm utilizing it and I'm on the show. I should never talk when I'm being paid to talk at a time when someone's paying to talk. You get it? So I've never been in a situation where I can cultivate and speak the way I've done with Cal or Matt or Machine Gun and Super Mex. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing to have Abe on or Woodsy on and interview them because they are journalists in this game and they have continued to put out pieces that are great and, shape the culture of combat sports, especially as it relates to boxing. That said, wrestling is such a dialogued sport, right? It's a sport that begs for discourse. And that's another thing I want to, get the discourse up and running and really just, we have a lot of goals for 2026. We want y'all to be a part of it. So we're going to tap out. I got to get to work. I got 2 articles due. But I want to say to y'all, please hit the like, please hit the sub, please hit the follow. But more than anything, hit the share. That would be dope as shit if you just shared. I would really appreciate that. But no matter what, whether you're following, whether you're liking, whether you're subbing right now, I don't need it. I need you to know that we're seriously here every fucking Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, whether it's on all platforms like we did it today, or whether I'm taking the platform specifically for that day. So tap in Fighting FX, because more than anything, this year, we want to hear from you. We want your comments. We want your call-ins. We want your opinion, and we want you and this community to help shape the next era of hybrid fans, boxing fans, wrestling fans, MMA fans, combat sports fans in general. But yeah, so the year is not up. Do not think that it is time to get ready for the January 5th Raw, for which Braun Breaker will win the heavyweight title from CM Punk. Don't think that it's time for, to just shut down and get ready for Tio and Shakur, because it is not. We have a load of programming for next week that is going to incorporate fight of the year in all platforms, in all combat sports genres. And then we are and by the way, I did it. Shout out to Jim. Is it Jim? I think it's Jim. I mean, it's not his real name. I'm not going to say his real name, but he put the edit together. So this year, if you didn't kick it with us a lot, what we did during Saturday fights and Friday and pay-per-views on Friday and Saturday and Sunday, like big fights or whatever, and wrestling shows, we started looking for what else was on, like combat sports wise. And so shout out to Jim. He did an edit for us. I can't play it right now because I have to connect it to my thing, but he did an edit of us covering all the craziest combat sports that we covered this year. The phone booth fights from the UK, or was it Russia? When we covered and we did the watch along for the strongman, what's his name? Fuck, I always forget his name. Eddie Hall. When Eddie Hall fought those two chicks. What else did we do? We did the nights, so like a bunch of like cosplay. Like imagine the movie Role Models, where they dress up in the knight armor, like the like old school like king queen like knight shit, right? Like Game of Thrones type shit. So we watched the MMA league of that. So there are guys who have swords and shields and like the big horse bow thing that you like hit them in the chest and they fly off their horse. Yeah, that's an MMA sport. If you didn't know, they fight MMA full gear. I mean, I say they fight MMA. There's probably like 20 seconds of MMA that actually goes on, and the rest of it is just like dying of fucking of energy, bro, because they sap them. I mean, imagine you're carrying your own big body that you did not train with or train for, cut down, and now you got to add like God knows how much pounds of armor to your body, bro. You're cooked in 20 seconds. What? Bro, you could listen to me. You could be going 15 rounds with 5 different fighters every day. If you think you're going to be able to last with that armor on, bro, stop it. Stop it. It don't work that way, champ. But anyway, you put the edit for us. I'm going to play it. I'm going to put it actually on IG and TikTok and everywhere, YouTube as well, tonight. And then we'll play it on live air tomorrow. But it's funny. It's really funny. He did a good job. It's not long either, but like I said, I'd have to transfer it to my thing. It'll probably take like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. Anyway, we will be here in the morning. I'm going to do my best. 6 a.m. Central. That's 7 a.m. Eastern. 4 a.m. Pacific time. Inoue will be fighting Picasso. Where is it? I know it's in Saudi, but where exactly? I'll look later. Make sure you are tapped in for that, and then we will be watching AEW Worlds in tomorrow as well, Saturday night, and then keep us locked in. Turn your notifications on, because Monday, December 29th at 2 p.m. Central, our end of the year awards, combat sports, everything happens. And then December 31st, we're going to give out the first ever hybrid awards. This is where I am going to I've created just 3 categories that incorporate something that you could compare MMA to boxing to wrestling. Obviously 3 different things that have 0 to do with each other. But you know, I'm a hybrid fan, so I'm a hybrid fan. I like watching MMA, wrestling, boxing. I'm a hybrid fan. I'm a hybrid fan. Okay, never mind. It didn't pop up. Whatever. So shout out to everybody. Remember, go to Infighting FX. That's Infighting Exchange, spelt Infighting FX, INFIGHTING on all platforms at Infighting FX, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, IG, YouTube, and I think that was it. Yeah. So we'll be live in 10 hours almost. Yeah, not bad. Shout out to everybody that was in the chat. Shout out to Cal who got wrenched up and modded, and you can too. All you got to do is be a member of the community. Come in, tap in with us, and share your thoughts. We are live Monday through Thursday, and that will not change in the new year. 2026, we're going all out. You know what I mean? Shout out to Supermex in the chat. Oh, I missed this one. He said, Conrad Thompson said it best. They are in a spot where they're no longer allowed to operate as a wrestling company, and that's crystal clear. Yeah, absolutely. So that's why and this isn't like me talking shit. This is my rationale. I'm trying to share my rationale. How can you give out wrestling awards to a company that no longer operates as a wrestling company? I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't know. You know what I mean? I know how this works. You tap it twice. But you got to turn it on first. Anyway, shout out to everybody. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Remember, no. There we go. The red. You know why the red? We always use the red because it does this. The red gives you the best head. I'm talking about the smoke head, all right? You fucking weirdo grossies. I missed that comment. You know I can't put that on there though, champ. I appreciate you though. Shout out to everybody on IG. Shout out to Kins. Appreciate you for being on there. Shout out to Dr. Zin 9192. You're the champ. And then Adrian, my man. I need you to come on. I need you to tap in, champ. I need you to come through and let us know what's the deal. Oh my God, this is the camera. God damn it. All right. IG was really fucked up. No wonder nobody stayed on. All right. So shout out till tomorrow in the morning. We will be live for the Inoue fight, live from Saudi, as he takes on Picasso in I think the 3 belts. No, 4 belts, right? I don't remember. Whatever. Who cares? So yeah, we will be live tomorrow for that, and as well as AEW. Until tomorrow, peace.